Yo. Welcome to episode number 3, Idiots with Microphone Podcast. And in this episode, we're joined with Steve from The Scoop.
What's up, guys?
And Steve here. We got Cameron from The Scoop as well.
What up, guys?
And of course, we got Maggie. You want me to say your name, or are you going to bring it out?
Coming out.
Maggie Vandenberg. She's going to come out. Coming out of the closet. Oh, that's right. You changed your handle to Fox City Midge recently.
I like it.
Cool. So what is The Scoop? I mean, we know what it is, but if anyone's listening, I think it's fucking hilarious. But why don't you just give it a plug real quick?
Yeah, so The Scoop is a Gen Z focused social media news company. We make 1-minute real news videos. We brand ourselves as real news. Real news. We push the
Real news gang.
We push the shit out of the real news part of it. It's almost like a troll at this point, but it's all real stuff, so it makes sense. But like, it's meant to not really be partisan. We call ourselves free thinkers. I actually left the Republican Party like 3 months ago because I can't stand like the rhinos and the establishment. I thought the party's kind of useless.
Dude, same
I
here.
love Trump. I'm super MAGA, but as a free thinker, I was able to realize that a lot of these Republican people who are just Republican for being Republican, like, don't know what they're talking about, and they say things because it's the Republican position to do so. But at The Scoop, we're big on like being free thinkers, and if you have a position on something, why do you actually believe that? Like the free market stuff now we'll get to this later, but the Alex Jones thing, it's like, okay, we can't regulate a private company because it's a private company. Well, why do you believe that? Is it because you've been told the free market's the best way, and maybe it is, maybe it's not, but just because the Republican position is you can't regulate a private company, well, can you back that up with a reason why? Like, how are we better off that you can't speak on the platform? So, like, as a free thinker, I do a lot of things that aren't actually Republican, even though I'm very conservative libertarian. I like to come to the positions of, why do I really believe this? And our content's basically, whatever camera I think is awesome or dope or cool or interesting, we put it out there, whether the position is conservative or even liberal stuff. We do a lot of hip-hop news, a lot of cultural stuff that has nothing to do with republicanism that the kids like, because like I said, we're a Gen Z news company.
It's kind of like a right-wing BuzzFeed.
Basically, that's what we get called out a lot.
That's in a nutshell.
In a nutshell,
I don't mean that as an insult.
No, I don't mean that at all. We just don't like to use that term because we used to call ourselves the conservative alternative to BuzzFeed when we were first starting out to give like, what is this, before we had a big enough of a brand. But then using the word BuzzFeed in there, people they hate BuzzFeed. So they're like, we're like, oh, let's not do that. Even though I don't objectively hate them, I think what they're doing and like their style and they're successful at what they've done.
Oh yeah.
We definitely model ourselves at the beginning after BuzzFeed, like how to get to the youth, how to be poppy, edgy content, and really optimize social media. But we used to call ourselves openly the conservative alternative to BuzzFeed, and that just backfired. So now we just say we're like a Gen Z youth-focused news company on social media because, well, let's wrap it up here.
We didn't want to get boxed in.
We didn't want to get boxed in.
Conservative. Because on some, I mean, if you have a label for just anything in general, you all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm a conservative, so I have to have this position.
So I have to say this.
You have to follow the lines.
I have to follow the lines. And it's like,
when you're just free thinking,
we're Team Scoop. I'm Team Steve personally. If you see it on social media, I do shit that doesn't make any sense sometimes because I think it's hilarious and I think it's interesting. And on The Scoop, it's like, the Scoop fans like this. We're all about our fans. We answer every single DM, every single one on Instagram and Twitter. We love engaging with everybody. And we make stuff that our audience likes. Our audience isn't like, oh, what's the conservative position on this? They're like, hey, this is dope.
That's why I like this shit.
Exactly.
And you do this full time.
Full time.
This is like just straight up like your job.
It's our job.
It's fucking awesome.
We quit our jobs many months ago when we were a lot smaller. But
when we first met you, you were like pretty much doing it full time.
Right.
You still had a part-time job.
Still had a part-time job.
And now you're done with that.
Now I'm done.
Yep.
That's fucking.
I told him I was like, hey man, like I was doing everything myself. And he was helping out a lot, but like he had his job, so I kind of did all the content. And I was like, man, do I need some help here? And I was like, we talked and we were like, look, dude, we're onto something special. Like we're ready to blow this the hell up. But if we're not giving this both 100% and taking some risks, and like we had a lot of economic problems for a while because like it's scary, you fucking lose your job and stuff. And it's like, is this gonna work? But we knew that the growth of the social media following and the engagement rates There's these platforms that evaluate social media, like your scores on stuff on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Ours is A+ on every one, like 10% engagement rate. And the only thing about social media, 10% is like insane. It's usually under 5. So
how do you make money doing this? Because you don't even have a website yet, right?
We do now.
Oh, you do have a website now.
www.thescoop.us. It just went live like last week.
Yeah, I remember because back in the day you said you were working on the website.
Right.
But how did you make money before that? Like it was just the Instagram platform, right?
We were on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The number one way to get money directly, the easiest, it's small money, is just through Instagram shout-out ads. So
someone will pay you to shout out.
Yeah, like, all the time. Like if I really wanted to, that's smaller money now. We have bigger things to do. But like, if I had someone to do this, I could literally go to smaller pages of under 4,000 or 5,000 followers and just blast them in the DMs and annoy the shit out of them and say, hey, I sell ads on my page. Do you want to buy like a certain hour spot? And you give me like $50. I'll put it on my page for 2 hours, shout you out.
Oh, in your live story or something like that?
No, on the actual page.
On the actual
Instagram page. I'll make a post.
And then you take it down afterwards?
Yeah, so you pay for how many hours you want. You can pay 2 hours, 5 hours, 24 hours. Some people do full-time. We never have any full posts because I don't want to ruin the aesthetic of the page, so we always take them down, but the max is 24 hours. And you can basically purchase as many hours you want, and the more hours you get, that's a better rate. And then it says like follow whatever your name is, and they might get several thousand followers out of that. So you can push that all the time if you're big enough, and you can make a couple $100 a day if you were doing that super aggressively. Because these kids they're hella young too. They're like, some kids are like 12 years old for sure, and you just go in there and
little meme pages,
like,
and they want to get a following on their page. So.
And they're also, because they're kids, like they don't know how to say no and negotiate, so you can like DM them and just like bully the shit out of them almost.
So the scoop is
like,
bullying kids.
We're bullying kids. I'm big on bullying. I think it's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Kids are too soft these days. So like you go in these DMs and you're like, hey, like your page is hella small. I love your content though. Like with advertising on my page, we can blow you up. Like, oh, I don't have any money. I'm like, dude, come on, you gotta do it.
Steal
dude.
your parents' credit
yeah,
card.
Like go ask your parents. Like get some $49 or some shit and buy it. And like you just bust them down.
I wonder how many kids actually did that. Probably so many just stole their parents' credit card and just like, I want followers.
Probably most of them for sure. Like I used to do when we were starting out. Go, hey dad, I need like $1,000 loan because this is like getting struggling. So I can imagine 12-year-old kids are doing that.
Dude, so none of us here are part of Generation Z, right? Because I'm a millennial. I'm pretty sure you're a millennial too, right, Maggie? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all millennials. So.
We're both 25. I just turned 25 like last month.
Yeah.
And the Generation Z cutoff.
Yeah, when is that?
It's about 23 years old now.
That's what I think too.
So we're the last of millennials.
Yeah, I'm kind of close to the end of the millennial stage too. I'm 27.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as close as you guys, but
right.
We're all relatively the same.
We're all relatively the same.
I kind of sort of get the Generation Z. Like, I feel like so old now because like.
Most people don't know it exists. The fact that
they don't know it exists,
but the culture is so
it's different.
It's weird, man. This whole internet culture.
It's straight up.
I don't really
like
internet
culture, yeah.
And that's what we bail ourselves on. So like the way I act on Twitter, the people who don't know me, like, or my people who do know me, from like before I started the scoop, they're like, what happened? What happened to Steve? Like he lost his mind. Like first of all, my name's not even Steve.
Oh yeah, no.
But that's not the audience. But I'm not gonna tell you what my name is.
Yeah.
I changed my name so I wouldn't get doxxed. And that freaked everybody out who I knew.
That's like my thing. That's like my whole reason. Like, you need to come out of the closet and just like have your name out there. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get fucking doxxed.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
I'm
Maggie.
gonna lose my agency. I'm gonna do.
Maggie is going to come out on Infowars.
Well, I think they're just gonna use my name. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We were just talking about that before you got here. So she's gonna go on Infowars. I guess I don't know. Do you know when yet or?
Next week sometime.
All right. So next week she's gonna go on. And we're like, it'd be kind of weird if you were like. Hey, I'm Fog City Midge. You kind of gotta just say your name. So she's like, should I do it?
Unless you just want to plug the branding. I mean,
yeah.
Well, she's gonna plug it for sure.
Yeah,
you just go by that alias. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
like,
kind of what I think too. Because I'm like, oh.
I say you go all in.
Here's what I say is, you gotta do one.
Yeah.
You have to pick one that you're gonna brand yourself as and do that. Like when I first changed my name from whatever it was before to Steve, I was saying.
By the way, his real name is Sam Hyde.
There you go. Huge inspiration, if it wasn't obvious. Before I came out as Steve, after I came out as Steve, I was going Steve, formerly known as blah blah blah, and I originally just changed my name to Steve.
Bob Blah?
Yeah, as Steve, formerly known as blah blah blah.
They had some good original reasons.
Yeah, I had some personal reasons to change my name. It actually wasn't doxing. It was. I have more to get into that, but maybe later. But it started out as like personal reasons, just to be kind of weird, and then I quickly realized, oh, this is good for doxing purposes. But it started out as just like branding. But I was saying Steve, formerly known as this, and I just dropped the formerly known, and that was only like 4 months ago. But now I see most of my followers either forgot what my name was, or they just call me Steve, and they just
think it's Steve.
They just think it's Steve, and that's just, and everybody on Twitter, because I've gotten a lot bigger on Twitter in the last 2 or 3 months. I'm just Steve, and they'll have no idea what my name was. And now it's like a branding thing. It's a stupid name. I spell it wrong on purpose.
Yeah, I would notice that because I tried looking up sometimes. Like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, it's 2 E's and then a third E.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like something you have to remember. Like, I don't have a branding background at all, but I've been very successful from the scoop of like creating branding, just because I'm kind of like weird and strange. That like, when we've known each other since we were 5 years old. And we've always been into this kind of like stupid, sarcastic humor like this. Like, this isn't really even funny, but we find it freaking hilarious. Like spelling your name Steve with an extra E. Like, we'll just find that freaking hilarious. Yeah. And then like, even if you don't find it funny, you're gonna remember that. Like, you're gonna remember that. And I just thought it was hilarious. So everything I do, I just abuse things. Like, I spell every word that has a CK, I end it with QQ. I just do things that you see that.
And you guys do a lot of the. That rapper who's is it YG who does the thing where you every time there's a letter C you change.
Yeah.
Is it YG who does that? Right?
Yeah, YG does that. Every time there's a C, change it to a B.
Everything is C, change it to B.
Yeah.
In case you guys don't know, it's because the Crips and the Bloods, and if you're in the Bloods, you can't
use the letter C.
Can't use the letter C. So when they talk like, "Yo, I'm just bicking back, being boo," and it's a whole thing.
Right.
It's just a meme.
It's a meme.
It became a meme.
And internet culture.
And when you're
Generation Z shit.
See, what's so big about the scoop and what we realized was we started out as the right wing BuzzFeed. Yeah. That's how we thought. We're going to start the right-wing BuzzFeed. Like, just a conservatives, digital libertarians. Like, whatever. And then we realized we discovered Gen Z from doing the scoop. I didn't even
I didn't know it was a thing until David Hogg.
We found that we're like, all right, we found the articles about how 50% or so of Gen Z is conservative.
It's the most conservative generation in American history.
So that article was going kind of viral in conservative spheres. Yeah, people saw that, and then it went away. No one did anything with it. But we saw they were like, oh, that was Generation Z.
Just kind of on Instagram, though, too. Because we started noticing all these Instagram profiles that they had. Like, we're like, all right, so they got
hella hip-hop memes.
SoundCloud rappers.
SoundCloud rappers, video games, Fortnite stuff, like anime. And then
Donald Trump. The anime shit.
And
4chan people.
That's a lot of them are 4chan people.
Oh, yeah.
And then
they're young.
And they were young.
Super young.
And then they had, like, so that you would find, we used to follow, like, hundreds of people a day to figure out what is our audience like, what is their interest, and we can make content for that. We didn't know where we would take this company at all. So we follow these people on a mass follower, and then see their content was like all memes. First of all, there's not one Gen Z kid that has a picture of himself on any of his pages. They're all just memes.
They're all anime weird
profiles pictures. Like they're scared of showing themselves. So I don't know what that.
Because I think they say crazy ass shit on the. I've really been to 4chan before.
Their purpose is to be offensive.
Yeah.
They're dropping.
I kind of got that.
They're dropping like N-bombs and stuff like. Bad stuff, like,
and they're smart enough to know if they put their real name, they're gonna get they're never gonna get a job.
But they have to say it though.
Yeah,
like they're out of pocket. Like,
they're out of pocket.
Super,
to
like
the point,
they have to say it.
Like, I mean, look at David Hogg. He's Gen Z, and he's not no millennial pussy. He's out there like being
he's Gen Z pussy.
He's a pussy because he has stupid views.
Yeah,
but he knows how to be edgy. Mm-hmm. He's a meme guy. Like, he knows how to be. I'm gonna be a freaking asshole. Whereas the millennials are all. See that? It's offensive. He doesn't give a shit about being offensive because he's Gen Z.
Yeah.
They don't conceptualize that. Us millennials.
Our generation does suck.
Just pussies.
Yeah, I do not like being part of millennial. I mean, like I think of myself as not, even though I technically am. I recognize how much our generation sucks so bad though.
I know, and I think because we were on the tail end of the millennial side, I think we grew up in a generation where we were old enough to see how pussy it was.
Yep.
That the younger ones, I think, are less pussy than the older ones are.
Weird how that works
we got
out,
to see them, this is stupid. But if you were like from the older generation millennials, you just became that way, didn't have anything to compare it to. But when you're the younger ones like us, you could see, well, I don't want to be that way. That's super lame. And like, I had a conservative upbringing, and you go out and see this liberal. I don't care if it's liberal. It's just pussy.
Yeah.
Like David Hogg, I don't like anything he stands for, but he's not a pussy, and he can be effective. This Cortez, or whatever her name is.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
She's a millennial, but she's not a pussy either. Like,
she's down for
there's this new wave of like, because of the internet.
She's kind of a pussy. Did you hear that Ben Shapiro challenged her either today or yesterday? He gave $10,000 to her campaign.
How do you feel about that?
I think she's not going to accept.
That would be the best thing ever for her.
Actually. I know.
You should do it for free. You shouldn't need $10,000 to bribe you into doing a debate. You should be like, yeah, I'm strong with my views. I know what I'm talking about. I'm down to debate.
It doesn't benefit her. It doesn't.
Well, it could.
benefit
It'd
her.
be exposure. So I mean, like if I was
She
running
doesn't
for
need any more
office-
exposure.
Yeah,
Like,
the conservatives,
yeah,
the
the
conservatives give her the
she's gonna
exposure.
win like 97%
Yeah.
because they're doing what the conservatives on Twitter are doing what the media did to Trump. Free press every mother effing day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And now
you
it's
can say just dumb stuff from here until the election. No, I
we're
don't know
convinced
anyone-
we're convinced it's deliberate.
Yeah, I know.
Does
It's almost
anyone-
like
does
she's doing it
anyone
on
else
purpose,
even
yeah.
know
Who's the
who
candidate?
else?
No, I have no idea who's running.
Yeah.
So she is going to destroy, and I've tweeted, and you can look at it like once a week. Even Mike Cernovich says this. Stop fucking talking about her. And
I agree.
I wrote. I retweeted. I was like, conservatives are so desperate in this game for clout on social media and the retweets, they can't help themselves. They would rather her win and get retweets than for her to lose. They don't give a shit if she wins. They want I got the salvage retweet. I was talking shit about her.
I fucking really don't want her to win. Like I'm kind of terrified that
She's
she's
going
going
to. She's going to do this.
Yeah,
win,
I mean
yeah.
she is.
She's
going
the
to.
Donald Trump of the left.
But it's-
No one.
yeah.
She can't win. She's crazy. She's an idiot. Just like Trump was an idiot. But I'm gonna talk about her every
No, I
mother
think
effing
she
day.
could easily win. I mean, it's
Oh, she
scary
will.
how much this
Well,
new.
she's already in a Democratic district, so she
Yeah.
has
That's
that
what you
going
need.
for her.
That's what you need.
And then she's just on the media every day. There's no chance. She's going to destroy.
Someone had a quote that I totally agree with. It's that Donald Trump has made all the Republicans Democrats and all the Democrats socialists, and that's
I've seen that.
100% true. Like
Right.
the new face of the Democratic Party is Bernie Sanders. That's why they all hate
Yep.
Hillary Clinton, because she like stole the votes from Bernie Sanders. She
And
like rigged this
What's
shit.
funny is like when he first announced he was running in early 2015, there's no way the socialists were going to win. They bashed him. Democrats and Republicans bashed him.
Yeah.
And then once he got that close in the primary, the Democrats just said, "Oh, we're socialists now." But the Democrats, until Hillary lost, they weren't going to take him seriously. Once she lost, like, oh, this regular Democratism doesn't work. Let's just be socialist. And now they've done that. Now he's just a hero all of a sudden.
Well,
they hated him 2 years ago.
The weird thing is that socialism used to be like a bad word,
Right.
which it should be because
Right.
it's really fucking bad. I talked about that in the first episode of this. I just basically explained the philosophy of Marxism. I just explained why it's bad. But now, and Democrats, they kind of were socialists, but they would not admit it.
Right.
They're kind of secret socialists, like Obama would never fully
And
admit.
they've been embracing the economic side of socialism since FDR.
Yeah, but they never
But
actually admit for real, like, no,
they
we are
never
socialists.
did.
But now it's straight up like,
And
nope,
then-
we are democratic
we are.
socialists. This is our platform.
And Obama, like,
He pushed
Republicans would call him a socialist when he was running, and they would say, these are these crazy conspiracy Republicans calling him a socialist. Like, they didn't want to be called a socialist. They would bash you if you called Obama a socialist. You're just being a racist, right-wing nut job.
Yeah.
And, like, he was obviously socialist. They wouldn't embrace it. And then once Bernie comes, we are socialists. They brag about it within 10 years. Like, the last 10 years of my
That's
life,
crazy.
2008 to now, the world has changed faster on every aspect
Oh, yeah.
than any time in history. The stuff that happened 10 years ago, Obama was anti-gay 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
The whole country was like
I think
90% anti-gay 10 years
2014
ago.
or I think during his election cycle he was anti.
2011, during his first
Yeah, his first
going
term.
for the second one, he was still anti-gay.
Actually,
and once he
Donald
got elected
Trump-
the second time, now I'm pro-gay because I don't have to run ever again.
Donald Trump is the
Donald
first
Trump was
president in
pro-gay.
American history to enter the office being pro-gay.
For running his first time, because I
Is
think
that
I think Obama was pro-gay during the second when he ran the second time. He might.
Oh, I mean, like entering office.
And
as
for the first
yeah,
time,
yeah.
right,
I mean,
right.
before you're
Legalized
like, yeah.
until 2015, right?
Federally, yeah,
Yeah.
Supreme Court ruled by action that it was legal.
Yeah, it's just fucking crazy. But so speaking about socialism,
Yeah.
recently we were all not Cameron. I don't know why you didn't. You were in Sacramento. or
Yeah,
something.
I'm still in SAC, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
okay.
came from Sacramento.
Oh wow, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
But so last weekend we were in this. We went to Berkeley. I don't even know what it was. Maggie just randomly kind of hit me up and said, "Hey, there's something going on and on Sunday it's some protest and I guess like because we do the videos of Fleckus and I guess he has this new guy working for him, Black Mike." And
Right.
I didn't even know who he was really, but he was coming up. He's like, "Hey, we should all meet up and do something." And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So had no idea what we were getting into, and then we hit you up too.
Right.
So we were all kind of we were like the Black Mike crew, and then they were also filming for like Owen Schroyer's crew or something. So
Right.
we all kind of went to Berkeley for. How do you explain this rally? It was I still don't understand what it was.
The name of it was Stop the Hate.
Stop the hate
Well,
rally.
that was that side. So
Oh, there
what
was two things?
There was two things. So what I first got was because I know Ashton. I know for a while.
Ashton Whitty.
Ashton
She was
Whitty.
supposed to be here today, but she kind of flaked at the last minute. But yeah.
So. So.
You're listening,
I'm not,
Ashton.
yeah.
You could have been here.
Could have been talking
I
about.
won't
Have you?
Yeah.
I won't comment on that.
Yeah, that's all good.
So she invited me to go to a Stop Marxism rally in Berkeley. I was like, cool, I'll go.
Okay.
So then I go to that, and then I see you posting on Twitter that it was an Trump rally, whatever. It's an Stop the Fascism rally, whatever. I was like, oh, well, it's obviously the same event. And what happens is every single time there's an Antifa rally, I guarantee you it's a pro-Trump rally first.
Yeah.
And then Antifa throws a counter-protest, which
Yeah.
is 20 times the size of the pro-Trump rally. The pro-Trump rallies, unless Trump's speaking, these Patriot Prayer,
Patriot Prayer wasn't even there.
Proud Boy rallies,
right?
whatever.
I didn't see any Proud
Whatever.
Boys really.
I don't know what they look like.
They wear the black
the
collared with the yellow stripe. They're very easy to identify.
They wear like clothes like a gang like every time. Like they come like wearing this.
Yeah, the whole point.
Yeah,
like I don't really understand the whole Proud Boy movement. They're basically just Gavin McInnes fans. I mean, I don't really understand. I think it's kind of gay to be honest. I mean, I know some of them they're cool, but I just hate any like identity shit. So like people like latch onto a group. It's like whether it's I'm gonna be Antifa or I'm gonna be a Proud Boy or I'm gonna just be like whatever group. I'm just like I'm all about like being individual, which is kind of like free thinking. Team me, exactly. I don't want to be part of a group. Like,
both sides show up to fight. Like,
dude, yeah.
I will give them this. So Antifa kind of starts the fights, and then Proud Boys are more there to defend. Like they're not. They're there for.
But the Proud Boys like it's like, and I'm not want to speak bad about anybody. Proud Boys, I don't
have beef with Proud Boys, but yeah.
So I'm not generalizing groups, but people on the pro-Trump side who show up, like we showed up just to observe. We're saying on the record on the camera, hey, we're here just to observe. We're media people, so we just wanted to see what the hell was going on.
Yeah, we just came to be.
Could we before you can tell the story? I just gotta preface it with this. So when Maggie was telling us all to come, I think Steve was the last person she kind of like gave the memo to, or maybe didn't give it all. So she's so she goes to all of us like, so when we get in here, we all gotta dress. Don't wear any like super American shit or whatever. Just gotta dress neutral. So just wear like maybe black, or just try to not like
just look like an Antifa person.
So we're like, all right.
Don't wear like red, white, and blue.
Exactly. So we all kind of showed up and we just like normal people. So like I wore a Warriors hat. I wore a black North Face. Maggie was wearing black. Everyone we're with is kind of wearing regular shit. And then we got to pick up Steve, and he's wearing a red, white, and blue basketball uniform that says USA on it.
I wore like a Team USA John Stockton jersey.
Yes, so you can tell the story, but I just want to preface it with that. So we walked into the group. We've been there for 1 minute, and we're all wearing the shit, but Steve's wearing the USA. So then what happens?
So I, being who I am, if you guys are listening to this and you follow me on social media, you'll quickly realize that I like attention. Like just for attention's sake, and now that I'm trying to grow my company, like it directly benefits me the more attention I get.
Works perfect for your job.
So yeah, and I kind of need it to get the views. So like, but Cameron can testify this. I've been this way my whole life.
Oh yeah.
Like I've been
constant, and it's like do stuff that's like
potentially dangerous.
Yeah, potentially dangerous. Put your
arms away.
I
that
have
shit
to
was
do it.
ballsy as shit.
You can't do it any other way.
I couldn't do it any other way. Like these that's why I relate with Gen Z so much because they want to say these out of pocket things and they have to say I'm like if there's something that can be controversial. But I know the law's on my side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Because we're not actually like hurting people.
I won't go out and assault anyone. I won't even consider it. But I'll do something to make you want to fight me. And if you fight me, he started it. Arrest him. I didn't do anything. I know it's gonna provoke them. So.
Oh yeah, but even when we got there, you didn't necessarily do anything.
Didn't say shit.
I
existed.
You just existed.
I
and you were wearing the USA thing.
I was wearing USA and I had the wrong color skin.
It's all on video, by the way. Maggie put it up on her channel. Go to Fog City.
I had the wrong color skin and the wrong color hair.
Yeah.
Wrong color clothes. So I learned, first of all, before I get into the story, if you're ever wanting to go to an Antifa rally, you don't necessarily have to wear anything pro-Trump. Anything that says you don't fucking hate America, they're going to know who you are.
Exactly.
Like, I was wearing a USA jersey. Oh, he's a white supremacist.
I'm surprised
it
they
could have
caught
been
onto us so quick.
USA
With the
jersey,
black Mike is black. I thought that would have been like a shield.
But no, he was Uncle Tom. He was with his white supremacist friends.
Yeah, they called him out real quick.
Though, I did notice just looking at all of us, like we all look like nice, normal people that had haircuts and showered in the past day. Like
if we were a little dirty,
on their side looked like
nut
crazy.
jobs.
Like half of them.
They're crazy homeless people.
Yeah, they kind of.
They really are.
They probably are.
That's probably why they're socialists, because they depend on the government for money, and we had a free society. They actually had to get a job.
Right.
Well,
it's not even. I've learned a lot of these socialists in the Bay Area. It's not even so much that depend on the government for money. It's most of them have rich ass parents.
Oh yeah, the Antifa.
Oh yeah, like most of these socialists in the Bay. Out here in the Bay, where it's hella expensive to live. You can't even live on like welfare here. You'd be like in the hood somewhere. Mm-hmm. So you're at these rallies and stuff, and you're like not starving. Like you for sure have rich parents who are subsidizing your lunacy, and they just live at home and they just go out and protest and rally, and they have multi-million-dollar parents. I mean, everybody in Berkeley, the house is like $5 million. but everyone's like hella hippie. It's so nonsense. It's like
It's fashion.
it's fashion to be.
It's
disgusting.
trendy to be anti-Trump right now,
Right.
so it's just like a fashion. It's all group think and shit.
Yeah.
But so we get to the place. We're there for literally, Maggie, 1 minute,
Less
less than a minute.
As
Less than a
soon
minute.
as they see us.
We are still walking. I don't even know what's going on yet. We see a group like, oh, there's the rally or whatever it is. We just walk. We get there for less than a minute. They start attacking
megaphone
us.
lady.
Lady with the megaphone.
Comes over like
screaming at us.
She goes to me first and she goes, "Who do you know here?" I'm like, "I'm just here to observe.
Yeah.
I'm from the media." So, and like, I'm like, okay. And then because she was talking to Black Mike first.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm with him. And she's like,
Yeah.
and that's when it was like, oh, then that immediately moved the cover, like, oh, everybody here in the black shirts are all with this white supremacist guy in the USA jersey. And then she starts getting her microphone out and going, "You need to step on that side of the fence," like with Owen Schroyer is that.
Yeah,
Stuff. And
yeah.
there was like 5 Trump supporters, and that was it at the time.
It was like Owen and his bodyguards.
yeah,
and his
and
cameraman.
then like the transgender person he was with.
Oh, I know him or her. Whatever.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
couldn't
what
tell
I'm
if it was a guy being a girl being a guy.
He's actually a Trump supporter. Like I met him
yeah,
a few times.
right.
Yeah.
And then like so
Big
they were,
ass dude.
So the megaphone guy before she found us was screaming at the transgender woman and saying, "You're a traitor to all transgenders." Is berating her with that. "You're a traitor to transgender
Oh my gosh,
people.
I missed that.
I think like, you
Traitor
might have
to
gotten it on camera. I don't know. Maybe I got it on camera. I might have. I think I did.
That's so
"You're a traitor to transgender people," and screaming at her face. And Owen's doing his thing. Owen's a savage.
Owen's a savage.
He's just cussing her out.
Shout out to
for whatever
Owen
he's
Schroyer.
doing. He's dope.
He more or less started the whole kind of like man on the street. Like
Yeah.
Fleckus even admits himself. He's like, yeah, I just got it all from Owen Schroyer. And I'm like,
But Owen goes
He's
in there.
savage.
He goes
Savage.
in though. He's like, "I'm here to wreck your life. I'm not here just to observe and get content and make you look stupid. I'm here to destroy you."
it didn't start out that way though. I noticed like because when Owen, I saw the first video he ever did before he worked at Infowars. He was at
Yeah.
some rally like in 2015. And then Infowars was there recording it, and he was just debating someone on the street. And then a crowd comes around, and they all start observing him debating. And he just, doing his thing, fucking demolishing all these crazy liberals.
Right.
And then that gave us AIDS Skrillex, that "you're fucking white males."
Yeah,
And then that basically got him the job, and he went around. But when he started doing his videos, he was more like, I don't know if cordial is the right word, but he was definitely more like to hear him out.
Civil.
And then after a while, I think people just started attacking him, and then he just kind of got more on the defense mode. I mean, I still like his shit, but you could see the evolution.
Well, I'm sure he was working with Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And he learned a lot
He
on the
definitely-
media
definitely
side,
takes some of his
entertainment
shit.
side. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Alex Jones, people want to say whatever they want to say about him. And now that me and Cameron own a media company, I understand Alex
Yeah.
Jones on a huge
Oh.
level. He was in Alex Jones like 10 years ago, and I didn't even.
Oh,
No, he was
a lot.
like, and I was not like a big supporter or anything. I mean, I listened
You
to his
were,
stuff.
but you were telling me about the Bilderberg group.
Well,
Like,
no,
10 years ago.
I
was
mean,
like, dude, what the fuck is this?
I
Bilderberg
would
stuff?
like take a little
In, like,
bit
high
from him.
school.
Not everything
like
he
a-
says is lie. I mean,
Yeah,
okay,
no,
he does say some
sometimes-
conspiratorial shit, but sometimes
Yeah.
he's right. I mean,
The ultimate red pill, me and Cameron say this. This might be an exaggeration, but it's like me and Mike saying this. The ultimate red pill is realizing Alex Jones was never wrong. The Sandy Hook stuff, sure, but for a general
The
rule,
gay frog thing is
the gay
true.
frog thing is true.
That's the biggest thing they have in Alex Jones. They always go, "Who wrote the gay frogs?" Like, dude, if you look that up, that's
They're
a
all
study
gay. The
from
frogs
UC
are all
Berkeley.
homosexual now. You can't even go to the pond
Well,
and
no,
find
but
a
it's-
female.
it's what
There's
he
no
does-
tadpoles anymore. They're
He's
all
trying to
gay.
trick me into
They're not
fucking
having any
him.
more kids.
What he does is the way he says it.
Yeah,
Right.
he's
Scream
hype.
it. And
Yeah.
he'll
He's
do his,
scream
he'll
it
do his
for
thing.
views.
Well, yeah, no,
Soundbite.
he
He
makes
wants to
himself.
get
He makes
soundbites.
himself
Yeah.
a meme.
Nothing
Like
wrong
he's
with
just
that.
banging on the desk, and people are like, "Oh my god, this
He
guy's
doesn't get
crazy."
paid a salary. He's a entrepreneur.
it's hilarious.
He gets
Yeah.
paid on people knowing he exists and to sell them stuff. So the more people know he exists, the more he can sell you stuff. And Cameron called me today, and I was telling him the same thing. I was like, dude, I don't know what this is about Alex Jones. He's so good at marketing and branding and convincing you. I'm almost down to buy his fucking pills. Bro, I almost wanted to buy them. Like, just
like,
buy
dude,
them.
Caveman.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever
Like,
it's called.
like, dude, am I
Bring
about-
it
am-
forward.
am I about to buy the real Red
Am I
Pill
about
Plus?
to buy the Red Pill Plus, dude? Like the super male vitality, dude, and like
That's the
boner
one.
pills,
Super
whatever
male.
he sells.
Does he
like,
sell boner pills?
He sells
He
these
might as
boner.
well.
He sells these boner pill things like super male vitality.
The tip of the spear,
It's like
baby.
ultimate testosterone. You rip your shirt off. I'm like, dude, I fucking almost want to buy some, dude. Because he convinced. He's so good at convincing you. He's a
Oh
media
no!
genius.
When he was selling the fish oil pills, dude, he
He was selling fish
dude,
oil?
Yeah, no, he has the
Dude.
fish oil pills, dude. He's just looking at the fish oil pill. He's
It's like
like,
it's so clear. You see right through it.
see right there, he's like, this is the
the
high. He's like, I couldn't even sell you anything that was like.
Yeah, I couldn't sell you anything that was crap. I
tell you
couldn't do it. I couldn't let myself do it. It's all the best.
Dude, here's the thing about it, and it's good that we're talking about that because
Yeah.
obviously in the news recently
Right.
they basically just got deplatformed. It's like, dude, they're trying to say, no, they violated their terms. Like, no. Facebook, MailChimp, Apple, Spotify, LinkedIn, all within like, what, 12 hours from each other? That is straight up, they conspired.
Collusion.
They
We're talking about
colluded
collusion.
Yeah.
Yo,
We're talking some fucking collusion.
They all got together, talked about it, agreed, like, we're going to come after him on this day, shut it down.
Well, we're
I mean,
convinced.
that's what's the scariest
We're convinced
thing
that
about
these leftists, the media and the social media people, and like the media, like
The mainstream media.
not the mainstream media, the internet-based media.
Oh,
the
yeah.
BuzzFeeds, the Mics, whatever these HuffPost, whatever. They all had a group chat.
CNN is pushing for it too.
They all have
They
a
have a group chat.
Because
And I mean, if you look
any
on Twitter.
article that comes up, you go on Twitter. Let's say we find our stories. We'll go on Twitter, what's trending, make a story for the scoop, and you'll look at a story on Twitter, and there'll be a journalist from every one of these useless companies literally saying the same exact thing at the same time. It's like, okay, they have a mass text like, hey guys, we're taking down this person today. Jordan Peterson a lot. Like, Jordan Peterson said this, and they'll all see the same fucking thing in 2 hours. Like,
not
oh,
just,
they're just conspiring.
It's not just the media though, too. Well, I mean, I guess it's Hollywood as well. I mean, like, anybody with a blue check mark, basically. There is some
There's some sort of collusion going on with these blue check mark folks.
100%.
That they all have the same subject on the same day, and they get it trending. And then Twitter's algorithm lets it trend because it doesn't let conservative things trend. If it catches it,
but they do a better job. I will give them that. If they
they're more mobilized, they're more organized.
if they want to push an issue, their media just all comes together and they push the issue.
I mean, we see this on the Scoop, and I don't know.
And we're just like, we don't know.
I don't know.
Right? Just doesn't.
Go follow the Scoop, everybody.
Yeah, follow us at the Scoop _US. Check us out, www.thescoop.us. That's our website. We don't know. So the thing about the right, and I think a problem of it. It's a catch-22, but
we're more independent.
We're individualism.
Yeah, I like
right-wingism is about individualism.
Yeah, so we're not organized.
So when there's a movement, nobody wants to help each other out because it doesn't directly benefit them. Yeah. And so we've been talking the past couple weeks. We're like, bro, do people don't like the Scoop? Like, do people not fucking like us? Are we doing something wrong?
Oh no, people fucking love you.
No, I know. But, well,
our fans do, and the audience does.
Sure.
Yeah. These people in this movement, this new rights, they won't give us one fucking retweet. And it's like, dude, we get billions of views on our videos.
Yeah.
We're having a small ass platform. They go viral because we're so damn good at the content. And you know these motherfuckers are seeing it. But there's like some collusion there in this new right movement that, we can't retweet the Scoop. We can't fucking do it because it doesn't directly benefit us and give us money.
I don't know if it's that.
It looks sus.
I can't
it's
talk
pretty
about it.
I
sus.
think that there's a lot of dorky people on the right that are very button up. Even it's all the Ben Shapiro and the trickle down.
Sometimes Ben Shapiro.
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking people that don't like Ben Shapiro.
He's been getting on my nerves a little bit lately.
I don't want to see him.
I don't want to hate on him.
I mean, because we don't like.
We don't not like these people.
Yeah, I don't not like him. I got
because
nothing but respect for the guy, but sometimes he gets a little too carried away.
Well, not even man.
He's way too big. I'm talking about smaller people.
Yeah, but don't you think though that they're just a little stuffy too? Like they're like, okay, that's a little too edgy for me to.
Bro, no,
there's
the
no
stuff
way.
They be talking about this QAnon stuff.
What the fuck is that?
I don't even give a shit what it is.
I don't even want to know.
I don't want to know. That's not what the Scoop's about. Like,
yeah.
That our audience doesn't care about QAnon. We're into like pop culture news and culture.
That's what
stuff.
this podcast is about. It's like like my whole spiel is that like we're like kind of like like right wing and shit, but we're not. It's not necessarily about politics.
It's about
life,
life,
about
and
culture
shit,
and life.
What's going on?
And it's our view on that.
We don't really do much politics.
No, you don't at all. It's all.
At all.
It's all.
I don't say, Republicans are doing this bill or Trump. We don't fucking.
I've never seen that from the Scoop.
We don't. We find that shit hella boring, and our audience doesn't even like it. We like cultural stories of some weird shit happened that it's not the way America used to be, or some weird like England's hella weird, Canada's hella weird. Like
we do a lot of world news.
A lot of world news. Like we love.
This place sucks.
World news
compared to us.
We won't ever say it. We never tell you.
I mean, you just report a news story.
You just report a news story. It's these weird like India. I did a story last week. Like these Indian guys are fucking goats out there. Like they gang rape the goat.
Oh yeah, they do that.
They do that shit, and it's like, okay, that's not politics at all.
But it's hilarious.
A conservative in America will do that through a political lens. Like, oh, this is Muslims and shit. And I know my audience. Like, the conservatives aren't gonna like an Indian fucking a goat. So it's not politics, but everything have a political lens.
Can you send me that link a little bit later?
Yeah. I can send you the dead body. We got a picture of that in there.
No shit.
Mutilated dead goat.
Cool, dead bodies and fucking goats. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Scoop.
But these these right wing people, like, look, I know a lot of people in this space now because I met them and stuff, and they're very influential. But there's a certain group of people. The people who follow me, who retweet my stuff, they engage with the people who retweet me all the time, and they're friends with them, and they won't fucking share our stuff. and it looks like deliberate. It's like we don't want these guys to succeed. And there's one guy in the space who had his own media company before, and they started after we started ours, and it failed miserably really quickly. I just stopped doing it. Maybe he couldn't figure out the sauce of like how to make the content good, or people just didn't give a shit, or he realized this is a lot harder than you thought. Like it's very hard to do what we do, and like to make it actually work and like afford to do it for a while and stuff. And he stopped doing it, and he's like the leader in this space, and he refuses to share our stuff, and all of his associates. It's like at this point I was like, just can one person share it, and they won't. But the people I know that they fucking talk to all the time, they share our stuff because I have friendships with the other guys, and then their friends who are more famous than them like won't fuck with us, and it's
weird.
It's weird, but I think because I don't know, maybe because we're like they don't
know us personally.
They don't know us
I think that might be one of the
maybe
things.
I don't know, or it's like
We like the scoop before it was cool over here.
Yeah, that's
I
how.
feel like we were OG Scoop.
Yeah, big time. That's
Dude.
how we met through the scoop.
So about the deplatforming thing, you had a tweet
Yes.
the other day that was fucking awesome. Because when Infowars got deplatformed, everyone was kind of saying like, "Well, I don't agree with everything Infowars says, but I guess
like you had to say it."
Yeah, and your tweet was like, "Dude, stop fucking virtue signaling and saying I don't agree with everything."
That's why
and
he
you're
talked
like, just
about that.
fucking
Alex
defend
Jones talked about
Infowars.
that today
Yeah.
on his broadcast.
Yeah, dude,
he was saying
obviously. Sorry.
he was like, don't say that.
Don't say that. That serves you no benefit. Do you think saying that's going to make the liberals go, oh, because you said that, now I'm going to support them?
Yeah.
It looks like you don't even give a fuck about the guy.
Yeah.
Then why would they even want to help him out if clearly nobody even likes the guy?
Dude, obviously,
it's
obviously you don't agree with everything Infowars says. Infowars doesn't agree with everything Infowars says. Like, you know what the fuck? I would never, if CNN got deplatformed, I fucking hate CNN. I would never say, well, I don't agree with everything CNN says.
Even though I don't like them at all, they shouldn't be. I would say you shouldn't ban CNN.
I say straight up, you should not ban them.
This is wrong. Why? What's the caveat for? And that's like I said, why we aren't Republican or right wing, because that was the right wing folks doing that. I was like, you guys are fucking idiots.
It's straight up virtue signaling.
You're virtue signaling. Like, they always talk about the snowflakes and liberals.
There's right wing snowflakes.
Conservatives virtue signal way more than liberals.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my
and way
God.
more annoying when they do
way
it too.
more annoying and cringy. It's like, oh my God, shut up. And I spend, if you look at my Twitter, I talk about liberals a lot, but most of my tweets are directed at the right. Like, you guys suck.
That's what's up.
You're fucking annoying. And
I'm all about that,
you're
dude. Call
fucking
out the
annoying.
right, call out the neocons,
Call out the neocons,
call out all that shit.
Call out the snowflakes, and it's like, oh my God, you gotta, I mean, a lot of stuff with Trump, like, oh, LeBron James, he was mean to Trump. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I like LeBron James' basketball skills.
Yeah.
I don't watch LeBron like, oh, he doesn't like Trump, so he's a bad basketball player. It doesn't fucking matter. Who cares? Why do you care what LeBron's political views are when he watches basketball? And they'll say, oh, the Hollywood shouldn't give all the politics and all this shit. Then why are you letting their politics let you have their sport? Like, you're doing the same thing.
True.
Like, it doesn't matter. They have free speech. They can say whatever they want.
We got kind of pissed off at this. I don't know if it was pissed off, but it was just like the whole James Gunn thing, where it was like all of a sudden, like, all right, we found somebody saying something like ridiculous. Are we going to really be anti-free speech right now? Like, I
would never.
They all turned on him.
And they all turned on him.
I went on a tweet storm for days.
I get it.
Maybe that's why people don't like us, because I call these guys out directly.
That's why I do like you. I say
me.
stick to your principles. Don't cave into all that.
Right, and that's my brand. That's a Scoops brand. It's like
awesome.
What was anti-free speech about?
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't that you don't like it. It's that this calling for him to get fired.
Yeah.
When we've virtue signaled for 8 straight years that boycotting people is hella stupid.
Yeah.
Conservatives will be the most.
Yeah,
they're boycotting. It's like, okay, how about we all just don't do this? Like, who wins?
Exactly.
Who wins in this? All of a sudden, we don't get good movies now. We don't get good entertainment because someone said something offensive. I say stuff to be offensive on purpose. That's why I do it.
I know. Well, we were talking about it too, because you had a joke thing.
I had a joke.
It was before
and I'll
this
say
happened.
this on the record.
Yeah.
I had a joke thing a month before this happened. Well, I didn't say anything bad, but I went on Instagram just to be fucking annoying. My Scoop fans loved it because these kids, they love this offensive shit. I was like, ranting, and I was like, people be DMing me every day. They're going, Steve, this is all line. I was like, Steve, you gotta be a comedian, dude. You're so fucking funny. You need to be a comedian. And I was like, guys, you aren't ready for my raping baby jokes. I can't be a comedian. You guys aren't ready for that kind of stuff. You guys aren't ready for raping baby jokes. And I said that, and it was like, this is so funny. All the same people who said,
and now they're complaining.
We're saying, oh, you're so funny for saying that. I didn't say any raping baby jokes, but I said the concept of saying it would have been funny.
Yeah.
They're like, oh wow, that's so funny. You had the balls to say that. A month later, they were destroying James Gunn.
Yeah.
And so I re-put my video out. I was like, by the way, in light of the new James Gunn content, look what I said last month. And like, 1,000 people like unfollowed me about it. I was like,
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, and then some
Fucking virtue signaling.
Virtue signaling. A couple of followers were like, if you actually watch the video, he's clearly being ironic because he never actually tells one of the jokes.
Even if you weren't being ironic,
even if
you
I
told a
wasn't.
baby. I don't give a fuck.
I know. I just doing it to be offensive, and it's like, dude, if someone said a joke about the worst thing about white people is comedy, I probably
They do
laugh.
all the time. I do laugh.
And I laugh.
If they make it funny,
If
yeah.
you watch like
Well,
Dave,
if it's
Dave,
funny,
Chappelle,
yeah.
Dave Chappelle's super anti-white
Hilarious.
jokes, and I'll fucking laugh my ass off. Like, who fucking cares, dude?
Just
So
as long as it's
sometimes
funny.
it's overplayed, but like if you
Right.
do it right, it's
If
funny.
you do
Just
it right,
laugh.
it's funny,
Just have a
dude.
good time.
It's more
Chill the
overplayed
fuck
now
out.
where it's like, it has to be funny because it's anti-white, and that's not true. It doesn't have to be funny, but if it is funny, it's funny. But like the pedophilia thing, I responded to people, did this guy actually commit pedophilia?
I don't
Did
think
he
so.
actually fucking rape someone? You're acting like by getting him fired, you saved 10,000 kids from getting raped. And you haven't. You haven't saved one kid. And if he has raped someone, then fucking arrest the motherfucker for raping a kid and put him in jail. But if he hasn't, what are we talking about?
Yeah, let him
He's
joke,
normalizing
dude.
pedophilia. No, he's
No, he's
not.
not.
Normalized.
Yeah, that
he's
is
normalized
ridiculous.
shit.
Yeah.
He's normalized shit.
I will
dude.
say though about
Like, the
normalizing
The
pedophilia,
LGBT community is
this
big time.
salon.com
There is, there are,
had
that is
we're
a,
talking
that's
about.
a totally different.
That's a different
thing,
issue, though.
Yeah,
That's-
separate issue. But
That's
yeah.
an article that's normalized pedophilia, and,
That was creepy.
and people called me out for the fucking joke about the raping babies. Also didn't see that a week before James Gunn, I went on a rant calling out the liberal media and this LGBTQ 123 community about normalizing pedophilia. And I said, this is fucking wrong. Here's articles not joking saying this is fucking disgusting. This is wrong. At the same time, I would give a joke about raping babies because I understand what the context of speech is. But they couldn't understand that. It's like, oh, we're playing this team sport. Like, politics is team sport now.
It's so weird.
I don't like it because I don't think it doesn't
see
end
it.
well.
You
It
guys-
doesn't end
it
well.
doesn't-
It
yeah.
doesn't
You
end well.
guys are like kind of libertarian, right? And like, that's where I am.
I used to be openly call myself that, and then the libertarians
still do.
became
Well,
super
Well,
gay.
there's a lot of infighting in between. Yeah, there's a lot of infighting in between libertarianism. There's
Where
a bunch
is-
of different
well,
schools.
the
And
There's,
the
like,
libertarians,
rock
they're not
bars.
pragmatic.
It's
the
a little
party
crazy.
sucks. The party sucks.
Yeah,
You could call me
well,
libertarian. That'd be the best way to describe me. But since Trump, I became way more nationalist.
Well, that's the
and I
thing.
became way more like, I don't need to follow libertarian principles for the sake of it because like it's not like a religion.
Well, the
It
thing,
seems like
the,
we're libertarian nationalists.
Libertarian
the
nationalist.
point I was getting
Well,
at
Gavin
though, is
McGinnis, I
like
guess, is a good
there's
description
like
of
there's like the Republicans and the Democrats, and it's kind of like if you're on the Republican team, you have to hate everything about the Democratic Party. If you're on the Democratic Party,
Even if it's not conservative.
And the thing about to me is like about libertarianism is like, dude, it's like there's a third option, and it's like, I mean, it's obviously more right wing, but
Not anymore though.
yeah,
see,
it is kind of.
see,
but
why-
I
the
can make fun of
libertarian
both sides.
socialist
The
thing.
libertarian
That's-
socialist thing is
I was actually going to have a debate with that. I was talking to Maggie. My friend wanted to debate me next week. He wanted to defend the idea of libertarian socialism, and I'm like, that's
No,
a,
people-
that's
people-
not a thing.
which-
No, it's a rising
which
thing in the
is
Libertarian Party.
which is socialism.
Yeah,
Like,
social. So it's not libertarian by
so it's
definition.
not libertarian. Libertarian
And he
means
goes-
no government regulation in the free market in economics.
Yeah,
this is
exactly.
why-
He goes, no, you can pay voluntary taxes, and I'm like, okay, if it's a voluntary
Yeah.
tax, it's not a tax anymore
Yeah.
by definition. It's an oxymoron. He's like, no, man, you're thinking of it too black and white. I'm like, no, dude,
You're a socialist.
changing words.
Socialism means the government requires money.
Yeah, you don't get to
That's not
opt out of
optional.
taxes.
That's not optional. Then that would just be libertarianism. That's not
Yeah,
libertarian
it's-
socialism.
they like the word libertarianism, like, oh, it sounds cool, but I am a Bernie Sanders guy.
Then you're
but
just
I
a
wanna, so it's
freaking
like, dude, you
liberal.
have to pick one. Like, it's
You're just a
if you're,
leftist.
Yeah,
if you're a
just a
Bernie
left-
Sanders
just a
guy, then you're
leftist.
not a libertarian.
But anyway, the only
Yeah.
point I brought that up for is because I was saying, like, it's kind of like, to me anyway, I think being libertarian is kind of like, it gives me like this superpower where I don't have to
Right.
confine myself into this box or that box,
And
I get to see the
that's why
stupidity
that's
of
why
both
we use
sides.
the term free thinker.
Free thinker, I
Because
kind of
now,
like that term
with
better.
free thinker, you aren't bound to any libertarian ideas either. 'Cause
I actually do agree
the
with pretty
oxymoron
much.
is there's this libertarian infight, like, oh, who's the most libertarian?
Exactly,
And
it
all
is
we talk
annoying.
about is who's the most
Who's
libertarian.
more
and we don't do
libertarian.
shit. I'm like, I don't want to get involved in that weird
Yeah,
conversation.
it's
So
weird.
I'm
But
just-
the
I do whatever I
libertarians
want as a free
love
thinker.
to do that.
That's all they
That's
do.
all they do.
That's all
They
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 go
all
do.
like,
do.
I'm gonna have a libertarian conference, and we're
And
gonna
just
just
jerk each other off. And who's the most
It's either
libertarian?
that
Well, no, they
or
fight
they
each
fight.
other.
They
It's
fight.
all infighting.
Fighting,
And
yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I fucking totally take part in that sometimes because
Right.
sometimes they'll say
That's
something
fine.
like
I
that's
used to
not
all the time.
libertarian.
that's fine. It's fine that you
And that's
do
why
that.
I
It's
said-
I
like
try to do it, not to
you
like,
guys don't do anything.
Yeah, I
So
don't,
it's
I don't want to
what's
like
the point?
do it to call people out. But it's like if I'm having a conversation with a libertarian friend of mine and he
Right.
brings up an idea, I'm like, well, that's actually not libertarianism. You'll say why, and I kind of do like having those philosophical
Right.
conversations. But
What's the end goal?
It's
What are
kind
you
of
trying to
gay now.
What are you
though.
trying to get out of it? I used to do the same thing too. But what's your thoughts of like?
I just-
what's the point of trying to define libertarianism of getting something done?
Not even this libertarianism. I just like finding truth, and the whole reason that attracts me to
Right.
libertarianism is I love the consistency of it. So when they have an argument, even if like you take it down to its logical extremes, and sometimes it can rear some ugly shit, but you have to be philosophically consistent. For example, like the gay wedding cake thing that came out, right? Obviously, the position to be is like, no, nobody should have to bake a wedding cake. I'm like, oh, we're going to have stores where you're not going to allow black people in? It's like, well, if I'm going to be philosophically consistent, yes.
It would be the same thing.
But the free market would decide those stores wouldn't operate. Because if someone's going to have a store and say, or a restaurant, and say there's no black people allowed, and the store's going to go out of business because nobody's going to eat there.
The free market's deciding that you can't even, if a black person comes to your store and doesn't buy anything, you have to let them go to the bathroom too. Like, so it's like we're already having that. Where
it's weird.
We don't need the regulations anymore because with this whole Starbucks thing a couple months ago, these black guys were in there, didn't order anything, and got kicked out.
Well, that's not a free society. That's a government fucking coming in.
Well, it wasn't though because the social media put the pressure on Starbucks to.
It wasn't.
That's true. That's a good point.
Activism.
They did it on their own terms. Yeah.
Right. So that was the free market.
But they should have the so that Starbucks chose to do that. But you should be allowed to just choose straight up like. I'm not saying it's a good thing. If you wanted to be racist or like not or bigoted, it's not good. But you should definitely have the freedom to do so. So when I'm being consistent, I'm like following that logic all the way down, and I don't change my opinion.
If you want to have the right to not serve gays, you have to have the right to not serve blacks. To be logically consistent.
Exactly, and that's all.
If you don't want the right to not do other, then then you have regulations for both. You have to serve gays and the blacks, and that's fine if that's what you want to agree on.
That's freedom, yeah.
But you can't have one or the other. You have to, society to decide that they're both wrong or they're both okay, and we're not deciding. But the same people who want the no case.
Well, you can think it's wrong, but think it's illegal.
What service
you can have both of those beliefs at the same time.
Right. But
like what service? Like the
guy
it's
probably not. Yeah, I know that my idea like libertarian is not popular.
I have that conversation all the time too, but.
Yeah. Sorry, do you want to?
No, just you guys talk so much. I haven't gotten a word in edgewise.
Oh, sorry.
No, I got nothing. Keep talking.
All
right. I just feel like I'm here. Like
no, but there's some differences though when you're talking about the like baking a cake versus say it's getting gasoline, which baking like a creative cake like you're like I want a rainbow cake.
The Supreme Court reasoning was if you're requiring a custom-made item that requires someone's morals or ethics to be put into that, you can't force that. So even the black person.
But with
if a black person came in and said, "Hey," a black person comes in and says, "Hey, I want you to bake me a cake that looks like Satan," and the guy's like, "Hey, I don't want to do that."
That you shouldn't have to do that.
And he wouldn't. Because it's a custom-made
By the way, this is why I fucking hate Gary Johnson. I did not vote for him. When he was asked, he's not even libertarian.
He's why not libertarian. I voted for him in 2012, and I realized he was the biggest loser of all time. I left the party. He's the libertarian.
On the gay cake issue,
he's a liberal.
The obvious answer to that is nobody should be forced to do anything.
Right.
Somebody asked him if it was a Jewish-run bakery, if a Nazi came in there and said, "You have to bake me a swastika cake," should they do it? The obvious answer is no. And he goes, yes, I think they should have to. It's like, that is not
the opposite.
That's like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking. Also,
he smoked too much dope.
He
smoked too much dope.
He's a caricature of a dumb, like, pothead libertarian.
A dumb hippie.
I just want to make pot legal.
Yeah.
Like, that gives us such a bad
name. The typical hippie libertarian that smokes dope and doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, oh my word. You're talking about somebody, I smoked a lot of weed in my life.
So did I.
But he acts like a dope. like he's stoned 24/7. Oh, I never really thought about that. Like, I guess you would have to let the Nazi get the cake. But dude, what are you talking about?
Well, no, the big one for me though was the illegal immigrant thing.
Oh yeah, he cucked out on immigration. He's
the
wall is the worst thing ever.
He was talking to Guy Benson, and he had a like virtue signaled about it.
He got
keep talking.
Upset.
I'm gonna look that clip up.
He got pissed.
He got upset.
He got
was
angry.
So cringeworthy.
But what's the problem?
I was like, oh man.
But that's unfortunately from my experience with libertarians now. I've gone to some libertarian conferences recently, and like they're super against the wall. They're super.
Dude, they're against.
They're open borders.
Yeah, they're open borders.
I was like,
I would be open borders if we didn't have a welfare state. The fact is, we do have a welfare state, so I can't consistently.
Well, here's
Murray Rothbard.
Here's what I say. I used to be that position. Now I'm even more extreme.
I kind of changed my position on that.
The open borders exists in theory. However, cultures are different. And cultures have existed.
You need American culture.
Cultures existed before borders.
I agree.
And if you have different cultures coming here, open society, those cultural values are not American. You'll destroy the system.
Yep.
Just to be libertarian.
People will come in and vote out our rights because values. They don't agree. Yeah. I agree. So that's why I don't take. I changed my mind in that position.
I did too. I was like,
I agree with
that. It doesn't make any sense. Like you should let them come here.
Really quickly though, this clip is like 2 minutes long. I'll just I found it. So this is 2015 or 2016 or whatever it was, and then Gary Johnson is talking to Guy Benson, who works at Fox News, and I think he works at Town Hall too. Can't really remember, but
Also,
total social justice aware
gay
shit.
Republican.
I will just
Guy Benson?
yeah. So I'll just play this clip real quick, and this is all about the immigration. I think he got triggered by the word. Guy Ben said, hey, what do we do about the illegal immigrants?
Yeah.
And, well, I
we'll
set up
see.
enough. We'll just play the clip, and we can react to it.
Yeah.
Speaking of work visas, you have defended President Obama's executive amnesty action, where he basically decided unilaterally that he was going to issue work visas to millions of adult illegal immigrants who are here in the country.
Undocumented, by the way. If you use the term illegal immigrants, that is very incendiary to our Hispanic population here in this country.
Why is that?
It just
Yeah,
is.
why isn't
it? Just,
like reading a
just so
script.
that you know. Just so that you know and you don't have to use that term.
But isn't the term accurate in the sense that they entered the country, they immigrated to the country illegally, so they are... I'm not
They
saying...
came into this country because they couldn't get in legally, and the jobs existed. And you or I would have done the same thing. And we're talking about now, coming from New Mexico, a population with 48% Hispanic, how's the crackdown on 11 million undocumented workers going to work out? It's going to be dragging people from their homes. That's how it's going to work out. It's going to be checking your papers house to house. And I got to tell you, what Donald Trump is saying regarding immigration could not be more incendiary. It is insulting to me coming from New Mexico.
Isn't it, though, unfair to compare, let's say, everything that Donald Trump's saying to simply using the term illegal immigrant? I mean, if I were in...
Undocumented.
Okay, that's
When you go back decades ago, this was not considered illegal. When you go back decades ago, which involve a lot of these 11 million, it wasn't the same issue as it is today. They came over, they were undocumented, they took jobs, they became homeowners, they became fathers, mothers of families. One of the great untold stories right now also is the fact that Obama has deported 2 million heads of household. He has broken up 2 million families in this country.
But just, and we'll move on from this point, but
Wait, listen
if
to
you
this.
enter the country without documentation, is that or is that not an illegal act?
Well, you're describing that as something criminal when you go back.
It's a pretty simple, the way I asked the question is relatively simple. Is it an illegal act to enter the country in violation of our immigration laws?
Technically, yes.
Oh, so after all of that virtue signaling, at the end of the day, it turns out it is illegal immigration.
Right.
So all that virtue signaling for nothing.
For nothing. Like, what was the point? And why is the libertarian movement like embracing this?
The PC thing.
Yeah, that's why I don't
Why are
even.
they going PC?
Well,
What the hell?
I think it's because of how people
They're
get to the,
pandering.
like they get to the Libertarian Party because they're like, oh, I don't want to be a Republican.
Yeah.
They find this other thing where they're like, oh, you know, like it accepts all the gay marriage, the drug
It's like you
use,
can
whatever.
still be
Well, no,
for
that's-
gay marriage.
That's all
without-
fine, but
Yeah.
it's they found for whatever reason they adopted the whole PC thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
That's
them
why
did,
I
to be
really don't
honest.
like about libertarians right now is I see a lot of that social justice warrior shit bleeding into it. I don't want
huge.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
so.
dude. And it's like I think we talked about this before briefly that Trump would not have been president if it wasn't for Ron Paul.
Yeah.
Making Republican Party, the mainstream Republican Party is basically libertarianism now.
It was like
the real
libertarian
The real
in
libertarian.
like
National,
probably 2012.
libertarian nationalism,
Yeah.
which what Ron Paul was all about,
I'm all about that
isolationism
too.
almost. That became the mainstream, maybe not the establishment, but the average Republican young voter was that way. I'm a libertarian,
Oh, yeah.
isolationist,
Well, most
nationalist,
libertarians-
anti-war, pro-gay.
Most
like,
libertarians
pro-pop.
found out about libertarianism through Ron Paul. I mean,
Right,
that's,
yeah.
that's how I found out about it.
Right, that's but never heard the term before.
But yeah, Trump would not have won if there wasn't the Ron Paul movement. I totally
no.
agree.
Hell
It
no.
all bled over from that.
There's no
Well, I
way.
mean, and then there's also we talked about the Alex Jones
And
factor.
the Alex Jones factor,
because
too.
Ron
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
was on Alex
Infowars
Jones.
totally.
Yeah.
Infowars loved Ron Paul.
Yeah,
in
they loved
2008,
him.
2008.
He was the
Loved
man.
it.
That's a huge audience.
And then so
And
all
all
of
of
a
a
sudden
sudden
the
they love
Infowars crowd like loved Trump. Like Ron Paul, Alex Jones, and Trump are connected so deeply that people don't understand.
Yeah.
And if all three of them didn't exist, if Alex Jones and Ron Paul didn't exist in the way they did, Trump would have had no freaking chance. Because he got all the Ron Paul people tens of millions of Ron Paul people to go for Trump because of that connection with Alex Jones.
We watched the Get Me Roger Stone where he
I
talks
love
about
that movie.
he talks about going on like Infowars and all these other things. Basically, the Reagan Democrat was the Infowars.
Yeah.
I feel like
Right.
the alternative. Well, I don't want to say it.
Alternative right.
They just pushed the idea of limited government.
That's a whole other
That's a whole other
conversation. I mean,
conversation.
but it was just a younger right. It was the new right.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever you call it. It's,
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. But it basically was the anti-politically correct people.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the Trump voter.
I mean, one of Reagan's best quotes was that government. I don't know. I think it was something like, a lot of people think government is the solution. I think it's the problem.
Yeah. He has so many one-liners. Oh my God! You could look up Reagan one-liners like dissing Democrats. Like there's like hours of footage.
Yeah,
Hey.
he's got so many of those like quotes.
Yeah,
like,
pre-scripted quotes.
Since we're on the Infowars topic kind of right now, there is one, because they just got deplatformed. I did kind of want to talk about, I think a lot of people don't even understand what Infowars really is, so they get mad because they think it's like, you're taking this seriously. It's like, dude, Infowars is a comedy show. It's meant to be entertaining. Like, they talk about the news, but what people don't understand is they cover it in like a comedic way. Like, okay, Alex Jones has these crazy rants. He does it on purpose. It's a character. And then like, he said that in a court hearing over his, something about his kids. But people are like, oh, we got him now. Alex Jones admit that he's doing a character. So he's a phony. It's like, no, dude, like that's fucking.
Well, then if
everybody
he's
knew
a
that.
character, doesn't that mean it should be okay what he said? Then
Yeah.
like
Stephen Colbert did a character.
Yeah,
he's doing Bill
exactly.
O'Reilly.
Exactly, he is a character.
So how come Stephen Colbert can have a funny show? He talks about politics, but Alex Jones can't. And so I mean, if you're taking him at their word, I'm not going to defend everything Alex Jones said. I just did what you talk about in your tweet. I just did it.
I'll come out and say I'll defend everything you said. Everything.
I agree with everything
It was
Alex
all right.
Jones has ever said. Infowars,
Everything.
the best source of news. I think it should be the only source.
It should be the only source. I think it should be state-run. Just ban everybody else and have only
State-enforced
Infowars. State-enforced Infowars.
I do want to play one clip though. I have prepared. I had only two clips I kind of want to show today because they were funny. But one is, since this is kind of more or less the Infowars episode, because they just got the platform we're talking about. I gotta say, some of Alex Jones's rants are fucking hilarious, and this is my favorite one. I just want to play. It's about like 3 minutes long. Anything he's talking about Keith Olbermann, I don't even remember what it's about, but this is
what a loser.
Yeah, this is fucking. This is why I love Infowars, right? Because this shit is hilarious. If you fucking listen to this clip, people, and you can't find the
entertainment and
entertainment
joy,
and comedy,
you need to reevaluate your life while you're so fucking miserable.
seriously, because this is fucking amazing. Check this shit out.
We're at war with the globalists who admit they're establishing a corporate world government that's tax exempt, that admits it wants to destroy the family and private property and even single family dwellings because, quote, we need to make you be under surveillance and accept the community. You're on TV on MSNBC, your own channel, Oberman, saying the family's old, we've got to get rid of it. You're in the cult, bro. You're the threat to America. You are who we're at war with.
Classic.
You traitorous little rat.
Oh, Ric Flair.
What a piece of filth. This is war. You bet it's war. And it's the American people against you, you globalist outlier. Let's go back to it.
Here's the
You're
thing,
at war
I
with
actually
Russia.
agree with Alex Jones like on a ton of stuff. I'm like, he's not.
That's what I'm saying. He's saying things that are
he's just
true.
If you tell
But
me
he's doing it in a-
when he just says stuff, most clips you find me like, I agree with everything he said.
Yeah.
Just the way he says it
I
sometimes.
agree with everything and the way he said it.
Saying like
He would say it how I would act.
Yeah.
That's more extreme than me, but not because I don't want to do that. I just aren't able to do that. I would if I could. I would be that freaking
It's hard to
crazy.
do. Have that much
That's-
energy all the
I
time.
don't even know how to conceptually
I don't
do
think
that.
it's satire though. It's like
He's serious about his point.
Here's
the way he's delivering.
Here's a theory that this is a different conversation, but this thing we call it going in full Jim Carrey mode. He goes
you
full
can't. You have to
Jim,
commit 100%.
He commits to the character to the point, and I've done this. That's what I did with Steve. That's how it started.
Steve's a good character.
I was testing
Alex.
this character out. This Jim Carrey. I saw a Jim Carrey movie on Netflix. It was like a Vice documentary that he was filming some movie about being Andy Kaufman, like in 1999. Andy Kaufman's a comedian who died, and he was playing the character. So for 9 months, he was filming the movie.
He's pretending
He was
to be
playing
him.
Andy Kaufman 24/7. He was never Jim Carrey.
That's probably why he's insane right now.
Oh no, yeah.
I feel it personally.
No, but
It made me go crazy.
Actors are actually like mentally ill.
Oh,
like,
of
they are
course.
really- Because imagine like when you're
Well, they
actually like, a great
deperson.
actor,
They
you
deperson.
They go
have to
full.
become someone
So
else, yeah. Your sense of self
he does that, and like he'd be talking to people and like, hey, what's up, Jim? He's like, Jim, the fuck is Jim? I'm Andy.
He's a straight up.
Anyone, friends, family, fans, and like he would just be serious. Like, what are you talking about? And then like so we went crazy, and I started doing with the Steve thing. I was like, I started as a character to like test going full Steve, and just like with my family, friends, since I changed my name and like I would act crazy, I would do stupid shit, say outlandish things, and use this character as a crutch to do it. And I went full character, and it became like I felt my mind started to change. Like I honestly God, and now it's been 4 months, and now I've just fully embraced like always being Steve, not being in character out of character, and like my mind changed. I became the character.
Steve.
I became Steve, the wild, crazy things, go out in Antifa and act like a jackass. Like I wasn't doing that shit before, but when I went into character mode, it gives me a shield of like, oh, I'm playing character, so I get.
Yeah, because you are kind of the same off camera or social media, I guess.
Right.
And you're just kind of when we hang out with you at the bar, you just seem like the same dude.
Right. I just say that stuff. Like I just do the same stuff. Like. And there's no real act. Like I went full character.
Just kind of became.
I became this thing of like I have to say whatever I want to say at any given fucking time, and I can't not do it. And I wasn't always that way. It had tendencies. Still definitely had tendencies.
Well, I fucking like it. Keep it up.
But
hey, let's finish this video.
So, yeah. So Alex Jones. My theory was he started his show and he went into this character, act crazy and stuff, and did it so much that
it became
him. Alex Jones is Alex Jones a character 24/7, so that's really him. He's not acting, like he is the character now, and that's who he is. So he means what he says when he says it, and he can't do it any other way. And his brain like.
And I don't want him to do it any other way.
I don't either.
We like Alex Jones because he's fucking Alex Jones.
If he didn't go character, it'd be hella boring.
Yeah,
and it's great. So that's what I think he did.
All right, so let's finish this up real quick. Yeah. It gets way better.
Perhaps more correctly, we have lost a war with Russia without a battle. You're losing the war with us. We're a sovereign nation. We are no longer a democracy. We are no longer
Back it up.
people. We're no longer a sovereign nation under globalism, under New World Order, getting rid of our borders, transferring our power to TPP. Obama 2 months ago telling the UN we're getting rid of U.S. sovereignty. We're restoring our republic. We are going to be a sovereign nation again, dirtbag. We're going to bring our jobs back. We're going to restore the Second Amendment, dirtbag. We're going to restore the borders, traitor, enemy, bloodsucker, parasite, arrogant, pseudo-intellectual know-it-all with your pseudo-intellectual hair and your pseudo-intellectual glasses and your pseudo-intellectual little chicken neck that thinks it's better than me and my family and others that built this damn thing. We're gonna metaphorically stomp your ass into the ground, you little communist piece of trash. Now go back to that piece of scum. We are at war with Russia. Or perhaps more correctly, we have lost a war with Russia without a battle. We're no longer a democracy. We are no longer a free people. We are the victims of a bloodless coup so far. No, we're no longer your victims. Back it up again. Back that traitor up again. From the start, all of its lies. Everything he's saying is about him. Every single bit of it. And he knows it. He hates you. He thinks he's better than you. He calls you flyover country, bitter clingers. He looks down his nose at you. His religion is hating America. We have the WikiLeaks on all of them. These people are scum who are intimidated by us because they know we're better than them.
This was pumped.
Dude, I'm like ready to go work out.
We don't have a thirst for power like these vampires do, but we're gonna now stand up against you. Let's go out to break with this
That's
piece
why I
of
want the
filth.
pills, yo.
We are at war with Russia.
Dude, that's not natural.
Yo,
I want to be on his
if
level.
you don't want to buy some fucking
If you
Infowars
don't want to
pills,
buy
I
some
don't know what's wrong
super
with
male
you.
vitality, dick making
How much
pills,
super male
like,
vitality is he on right now?
Dude, all of it.
But he'll go from doing that, and then it'll be straight into the just, oh, here's the bottle, the real
Yeah.
Red Pill Plus.
He's all, if you want to help me fight Keep Open, you gotta go to InfoWarsStore.com.
We got the greatest products.
right now, fight the globalists.
We're funded by you, and you gotta buy these pills that fund the global, fight the globalists.
So he's like, you're doing yourself a service.
You're doing
He's like,
yourself
we
a
just
service.
have
We're
great
the tip of the
we just
spear.
have great products at the store.
Yeah, where's the tip of the iceberg? It's all about you guys.
Infowars.com.
You guys,
Yeah, but
I'm
we're
gonna
still
do
like-
an experiment. I'm gonna buy a bunch of these pills. We're
I
gonna
know.
just like split
We'll
them
just
up.
pop 'em.
We're gonna,
I'm
like,
down. We
for a
should
week and
do
then
this.
We'll go to the club and see what happens. It'll get weird. We'll go to these after-hours San Francisco parties and just pop like 3 super male vitality.
Go to a rave, but instead of being on Molly,
Yeah,
just be almost
just-
super
I'm
male
on- I'm on
vitality.
Alex
I took the real Red Pill
I took
Plus.
the real Red Pill Plus. You're just like a little crazy. Your eyes are rolling around.
Dude, you guys did a thing a while ago. I think you did an Infowars drinking game.
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago.
How did that
What
go?
was that?
It was.
We just got trashed.
We just got drunk because the game, there was 5 rules. We were trying to experiment with doing like online streaming just to see
Yeah.
what the hell it was like.
No, that's an awesome idea.
And it was the Alex Jones drinking game. You had
Every
to
time he
drink.
said like the globalist.
Every time he smashed his hands on the desk, you had to
Yeah.
have a drink. Every time he says globalist, every time he says Mr. President, every time he says those 5 rules.
There's a few different ones.
Like intergalactic space travel lesson or some shit.
Dude, anything about Trump.
Anything about Trump. The globalist is the number one thing.
Yeah, just all the time.
Could we do this again and me and Maggie come and
Dude,
play?
yeah. Yeah,
I would love to play the Infowars drinking game and just get.
And our tech was jacked up. So
Yeah, we just didn't know where we were.
we ended up just drinking, watching Infowars. And just,
It wasn't live streamed or.
It was live streamed
streamed.
on Twitch, but like. We couldn't figure out the volume and like whatever, but
and then so your camera your technician was playing along too.
So it was 4 of us in remote locations, and our tech guy he set up the OBS software to stream it on Twitch, and we were doing a Google Hangouts call, and we had the Alex Jones on YouTube playing, and we're
on the lower right hand corner.
Right, and then there was S4 on the he was the whole video.
Oh, he was the whole video.
And
we were
the 4 of us were at the bottom, and you'd see our reactions.
Brady Bunch style.
Yeah, exactly, and it was pretty cool. So
that sounds fucking awesome.
And we couldn't figure out the best way, but like now we realize, okay, this is what you got to do, and you can totally do it. Just have really clean, have the guy in the background, have us on the 4 on the bottom, and then just have some set of rules. We had no promotion on it, but.
It's an awesome idea. The promotion is fun.
Yeah, and the Scoop fans liked it because that's the kind of stuff we do. Like again, that's not necessarily a conservative Republican thing to do. Get fucking trashed.
You could be left wing and do that shit.
You could be left wing and do it. It's like that's just cool shit.
Yeah.
I'm Team Scoop, Team Steve. Like that's just what we like to do is turn up and watch Alex Jones. Like there's no agenda in that. That was just hella fun.
That is. When I saw that, I'm like, that is the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah, like we love that kind of shit. Just like random shit, have a good time, and like that's the vibe we give off, and like. And so like branding wise, it's not like I tell people this is the brand, but like Cameron and I just do shit, and I think we're a product of the Bay Area Republicans, and like growing up in the Bay, it's like the B emoji with YG stuff. Like I'm a huge YG fan, and all this kind of shit.
I like his shit too, even though he's says a bunch of stupid shit.
It's like,
I'm not gonna let it ruin
my experience of the art. It's like, dude. There aren't any conservative artists or liberals or conservative actors or rappers or musicians, whatever.
At least not openly.
And nobody
Except
says
for
like,
Maggie.
oh, I'm a liberal rapper.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I'm a liberal. And conservatives
just
love
imply
to do this.
that
They're like,
they
oh,
are.
I'm the conservative.
Conservative is like you have
that.
to say you're a conservative and put it in the branding of who you are. I'm a conservative actress or conservative musician. Like I don't want to like I want to like your art because of your art, not because your politics make your art subsidizably better. I want to like your art on its own. The liberals will go, I'm a liberal rapper. Though you're just a liberal who's a rapper. You don't brand yourself as a liberal rapper. Like being a liberal isn't part of you being a rapper or an actress. So it's like, I don't want to support you just because you're a conservative actress. Like,
well, that's kind of like
you suck. I don't want to have to like you because you're conservative.
That's kind of like Joy Villa, and I'm not hating on her and shit.
That's like the whole reason I think that they do it is because. It's
well,
like,
some people do it and it works.
Of course, like you're gonna
I get
doing it.
It works what they're doing.
Yeah,
I don't like it though. I don't like this stuff. I think it's cheesy.
Well, it's like
what
you're talking about Joy Villa. Like,
Joy Villa.
Have you ever listened
It's
to her?
not that good.
I listened to her one "Make America Great Again" song.
It was alright.
Because I fell for the trap of you gotta listen to it because
you gotta
and I was
support.
like, I objectively don't like this.
Yeah, it's not that
I love
great
what
of
she's
a
doing.
content.
Great.
I like her.
I like your branding. Sure, you're doing a great thing. You're probably positive for the movement. Whatever. It was
I'm not gonna sell out and pretend like I'm
I
into
like
music
this because
he's conservative.
Yeah, because I don't. I tried. I wanted to.
Yeah, I listened to hell of her songs. I'm like, they weren't bad.
The branding got me in the door.
That's the thing, though.
The content didn't let me stay.
The brand
Yeah.
got you in the door. And
right.
so, like in that regard, I think it is important for like I want to support people when they come out.
Right.
And
of course.
Because I'm like, oh my god, dude, you're up against a huge mountain. Like,
but do you think people would
you
actually listen to her music?
You did the rebrand of dropping the vibe of forcing the conservative down your throat.
Well, I wasn't even though like, hey, I'm a conservative filmmaker, actor, whatever. Like, I was just sort of like kind of helping Fleckus do some stuff and like wanting to do more producing. But now, dude, I'm telling you, I'm the one listening to this.
Oh, okay. You know better than I do.
Yeah.
On that, we're working out the microphone. I just pushed it. Oh, I'm listening to my headphones. So I think mine are probably different than yours. Oh, it's right because you're not on my system. Sorry. That's okay. I'm a fucking idiot. We have two like mic things and you have your own, and I was like, why is she?
Your eardrums just broke. You blame Aiden.
Sorry, my bad. What were you saying? I didn't mean to.
Yeah, I want to support people when they're like, yeah, conservative, whatever.
Right.
But here's the thing, I always think it's dumb when people do like talk about their politics because then it's just so divisive for people.
And then you're playing the same game that we apparently hate. We don't like when the Hollywood says they're a liberal politics. Yeah. Then why are you supporting the conservative for saying they're conservative?
Yeah.
You're doing the
hypocritical.
You're being your virtue signaling.
Exactly. It's reverse virtue signaling.
It's reverse racism. You guys reverse virtue signal.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Have some motherfucking principles, man.
That's why people hop on this bandwagon.
Nobody has principles.
Nobody has principles.
And it's like, does it matter? Do we need that principles? I don't know.
We talked about this too.
Are we in the post principles era?
We're in the post.
We are.
Nothing means anything.
The social media censorship thing is taking us there. That conservatives,
there's no rules.
We're at a point of honoring the free market for the sake of it. Does that really benefit us anymore?
Well,
like, if we do that,
I would argue it would.
How so?
So on Twitter, like
so give me a specific example.
Suppressing Alex Jones. Suppressing our voice, they ban us all immediately, and then they have a revolution. They run the government 25,000 years because they had the resources to do it.
So,
how are we better off?
So it's hard to imagine right now, but I think so for a while there was MySpace, and MySpace failed, and Facebook took over. There's no way you could imagine that when MySpace was around, dude, you would never imagine that shit would go away. I remember that shit was fucking huge. I was like, this is the future. Not gonna get replaced. Remember AIM? You have the little screen AIM. Yeah. That shit's gone. MySpace is gone. Facebook is here. I don't know if it's going away or not, but I'm saying someone could. There's a lot of people who don't like Facebook right now because of the shit that they're doing. Mm-hmm. It's very possible they could, in the near or far future, have a new app that everyone kind of goes to, and just like it's a straight up free for all.
But I hate when people say this. They're like, "Oh, if you hate it so much, just go make a new app."
Someone should.
I know, and you know what? I've looked into it. It's so hard.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work, and
it's so hard.
But if somebody figures it out, it makes it work.
Conservatives don't work in tech. They don't work in the media. That's why the Scoop we're getting so popular, because no one else is doing what we do, because no one else wants to do this. They don't know how to do it. They don't work at all. Conservatives work in banking, lawyers, cops, these kind of jobs.
Yeah,
they don't work in artsy jobs, so they aren't going to be involved with tech. So it's not going to happen. Hypothetically, it can, but like the odds of it just building it, like someone who wants to just build a tech
takes a lot more.
Well, okay, millions of dollars,
like 100 times more.
You need like $1 billion.
$1 billion, the right talent. It has to work. I mean,
it's not just coding a little.
19 out of every 20 apps fails. So it's like it has to work. You have to make it, and it has to work, and get the resources to do that, and have the platform of, and then you have to market. Or you're marketing it as a conservative app. Like that's kind of lame.
Well, here's the thing. Nobody really talks about this. So. Facebook, I kind of agree with the argument that if it's a privately run company, we shouldn't be able to force them to do. However, there's a mistake that
we do have regulations already.
I know, but Nigel Farage.
Like, what if Google bans you, and then it's like with Alex Jones, like all the companies
they conspire. So I saw Gavin McInnes quote. He was like, "The point of the First Amendment is to protect the government from censoring speech and stuff." But when you have private tech companies conspiring to perform the same action, it's the same result. Does Alex Jones I'm better off because this wasn't the government? He's still fucked. Does he care who did it to him?
Here's the way you could take it down.
How do you do that?
The Elon Musk tweet where he was talking about basically if you have these giant, what's the difference of a giant corporation like limiting your free speech versus the government?
What's the difference?
Or a giant monopoly that controls every. I mean, Google and Facebook are huge.
They're huge, but they're technically not monopolies.
Right. Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
but what's the
going
result?
that way?
Well, here's one way you could take them down.
Like they all co-conspired, and they could just put a blackout on you overnight. And here's the thing: what would stop? Like what do you use? Like Chrome, you use Safari. Yeah. What if like Apple and Google get together and they go, we're gonna block?
Well, did you see what?
Well, they don't own the search engine.
You see what Twitter's doing? Twitter put out yesterday. I don't know if this leaked out or what. I'll have to check my sources on this. But Twitter wrote, we're going to start monitoring offline activity and determining if we're going to ban you or not.
That's fucked up.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, here's
this is what we're talking about.
Oh, is an article that you did something mean? Oh, you're going down.
When
on Twitter.
Multinational corporations start acting like governments and police forces, like
what's the difference?
Yeah, where's the?
Well, so here's.
If they have that much power over our lives, it kind of is like a government.
And these companies donate to Democrats, and tell them to do these things. So it's not a free market. I mean, you have Democrats saying, "Hey, Facebook should censor them more." That's a violation of the First Amendment. When the senator from Connecticut says Facebook needs to do more to censor conservatives, literally says that yesterday. Like that's a violation of the First Amendment. A public sector employee.
If you have free and open internet, like 6 months ago,
I put this on Twitter. All these same assholes, YouTube, Twitter, Google, Facebook, whatever, spent hundreds of millions of dollars in this net neutrality scam. We need the free and open internet. They were virtue signaling like I've never seen more virtue signaling than the net neutrality nonsense, paying hundreds of millions of dollars lobbying for it because it gets them cheaper internet access. And in turn, they're the ones censoring. Like, what the hell is that? These are calling, we need to ban censorship, but basically they call it censorship. And then they do it for the business. But it's not, it's no longer business decisions, it's control.
I agree it's a problem.
Facebook doesn't benefit economically by banning Alex Jones.
They lose
They lose followers. This is power. They want to be in the government.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And it was crazy because I was talking to Austin about it.
Yeah.
So we were talking about basically, it's like if someone has the power to wipe you out, but then it's like, oh, someone like Craig my husband would argue like, oh well, free market, like
so
it
I would
doesn't
argue
benefit
too.
them. They're motivated by money. They're not motivated by money.
They're not.
Donating
by politics.
like billions of dollars to the Democratic Party. So why do they?
Mark
care
Zuckerberg is
if
worth
they-
$100 billion. Doesn't give a shit about money at this point.
Yeah.
This is where I'm a free market guy too, and I'm figuring it out. I'm trying to figure out my position on this stuff.
I just try to be
know.
consistent, man.
I
Like I was talking about earlier.
I try to be too, but
consistent.
I'm like, it's not
See,
religion. So I'm like,
Exactly.
it's like, what am I worshiping the free market? Like I'm getting to heaven that way? Like if no one benefits this, I don't know. I don't know the answer yet. But now we're at a point in history for the first time ever. There's so many people that are so fucking rich that the economic models are starting to bust. Like your supply and demand of I need to make more money isn't really even a factor anymore. When you're that fucking rich, you're like, okay, I want to be God. I want to rule. And Alex Jones talks about this all the time.
Yeah.
Like these guys, he has conspiracies about it. These clubs, these Bilderbergs and stuff. But these guys, they want to be God. They can't get elected as officials. They want to run basically governments through the private sector. And they're not doing
That's
it for
totally
money.
true.
They want to run people's lives and create communism through the private sector. That's why George Soros donates to these Antifas and donates to Facebook.
Yeah.
Like they're using political free market means to destroy the system. They want to destroy the system.
You know how we can take them down though? There's one thing. So, Nigel Farage made this point 2 nights ago.
Shooting like the Proud Boys know what they're trying to do.
So like 2 nights ago, Nigel Farage made this point. So the way Facebook, so if you're on Facebook, the platform you're using it, right? And then you make a comment, right? Mm-hmm. Facebook can't go in there and delete comments because they can't, it's not their job to...
They aren't allowed to, or they don't?
Well, they can, but here's the problem. Legally, they're hiding behind some legal clause. I can't obviously name it off the top of my head. You can look it up. Nigel Farage talked about it yesterday on Tucker Carlson's show. They're hiding behind that law, but once they start deleting comments, and like remember when Mark Zuckerberg a couple months ago had that like press hearing or whatever, and he made a huge mistake during that press hearing where he said that it's their job to monitor the comments on Facebook, which legally makes it so that they're a publisher now.
Right.
So they're no longer a social media platform.
Right.
They're a publisher. So therefore, now
they're editorial
they're editorial board. So legally, they're now taking responsibility for all the content on Facebook, meaning they can get sued fucking big times because they get sued for libel.
So is that why they're censoring Alex Jones, because they're scared they're gonna get involved in Sandy Hook?
No, I don't think that's why. But I don't even think they thought this through yet. But legally, they and people are starting to push back. That's what they were talking about with Nigel on the show the other day. But that's where I think the angle is they're gonna go to take down these media. And I'm all for that shit because it's like. If you guys want to be a publisher and start deleting comments and shit and censoring people, you're free to do that. But now you're a publisher, and now you have to take on the responsibilities of being a publisher and have an editorial board. So now you have so many that can literally like.
So is that going to force them to no longer censor, or are they going to just be taken down?
Well, I hope they just get taken down. I would love to see Facebook go away. I don't have Facebook. I deleted my Facebook a long time ago. I kind of don't really like social media. Period. Right. I would just love to see the whole thing get burned to the ground. Like,
our business is social media.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get. Oh, you're.
I have an interest in Facebook still existing.
But here's the thing. But if Facebook goes away, a new thing has to take its place. So therefore, the new platform that I was talking about. So the free market can still work, but you got
Facebook owns Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook owns Instagram.
Yeah, but then it'd be the same thing. If Instagram and Facebook goes away, that means it only opens up the market for a new company. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I could be wrong.
Monopolies, it's like Google.
Technically not a monopoly though.
But they are.
They're very large. They're almost like monopolies.
When you're one company that is doing things, conspiring to each other, I don't know the definition they're not, but they're doing some stuff deliberately to become a monopoly. Like, hey, text me. Google,
monopolies are almost impossible.
When you're gonna ban Alex Jones, hit me with that text, and we can do it with each other. Because they're driven by politics. They're not driven by economics anymore.
Yeah.
When Apple's valuation is $1 trillion, you don't think about economics in the same way anymore. You think about being a fucking king.
Well, I think Apple has way too. I think people. I kind of want to get rid of my iPhone and just buy a Galaxy just for the fuck of it because I want to get my business elsewhere. I think too many people are going. And because let's be honest, Apple products are amazing.
Google's just as lame.
I don't want the Google shit. I fucking don't know who I hate more, Google or Apple. They're both fucking evil in my opinion.
Exactly. So
what are you gonna do?
Windows phones are weak.
Yeah,
well, how's that?
Apple literally are running all of our
They
lives,
really are.
like every single thing. That is a monopoly because if they're talking to each other, like
well, kind of. So a monopoly is something that's the sole provider of a good or service. So if there's other things out there in the market, it's technically not a monopoly. But I do agree, it is a very big company. It's hard to take down.
It's so threatening.
Yeah.
It's threatening. I agree with that, but it's technically not There's really not really been a real monopoly in America. I mean, you could argue the Pac Bell thing that happened in it was like the 80s or something, I forget. But you can even argue that's not a monopoly, but it's really hard to form monopolies. Like there's that Walmart. Did you see that movie, the documentary? It came out like 10 years ago or something. It was talking about how Walmart is bad, but really dumb movie. It's gonna brainwash you. Yeah. But the thing is, everyone thinks of Walmart as a monopoly too. I hear that argument a lot, but it's not. Walmart's just a really big store, but there's a bunch of other stores like Walmart that exist.
Target,
there's tons of shit. So there's other options to go to. So if you don't like Walmart, you can go to wherever. And there's even small. It doesn't necessarily.
Amazon is the. I know.
Amazon's the closest thing to
you're saying.
I love
Amazon. Amazon has the closest thing we've ever seen that will monopolize e-commerce. I see it happening. Like they're so damn good at what they do, and they're so huge now that you literally will not go anywhere else.
And now
they're nowhere clear. They're nowhere near it now. But I can see in theory because everything's going to tech, everything's going online.
Well, they do. They already did start banning stuff on Amazon because after the whole Parkland shooting thing with like the whole everyone was going crazy about the gun bans. I think they stopped selling all gun equipment. Like obviously, I don't think you were never allowed to buy a gun on Amazon. But I'm just talking about like gun parts or like accessories and shit. I'm pretty sure they banned all that stuff from Amazon, which is pretty.
Amazon itself did?
Recently?
Months ago. I think.
Really?
I could be wrong.
You used to be able to buy all sorts of accessories.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure they banned a lot of that shit. I mean, I think also I know for a fact if you go to Google, you know how that Google Images, Google Maps.
Right.
They have Google like shopping or something like that,
yeah.
and if you go to Google Store and type in guns, it's completely blank. They just like ban guns from Google search engines.
Well, good for gun stores then.
Yeah, well, also in a free market, like, so I don't even use Google anymore. I use DuckDuckGo and everything. So I just fucking hate.
I keep hearing that.
Just fucking. It's so easy. Just change your browser.
It doesn't work as well though because then when you
different algorithms.
Well, normally like I type in like okay, I want to like go to check out this restaurant or something, and then. I'm so programmed to look at like the Google things that pops up
it's
on
very
the
convenient
and tells you exactly on a
Well, the reason these companies are so powerful is because they were the best.
They were the best, exactly.
That's the way they got to where they are.
It used to be Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves went away.
Yeah.
It was AOL went away. It was Yahoo.
Shit.
Well, now,
Yahoo.
Now Google, when you type something in, it's like, all right, I'm going to think about it. I start typing what I was.
Oh my god! I typed in 2 words on Google and it predicts like the whole paragraph I was going to write. Like the whole paragraph, word for word in Spanish. When I was just saying Spanish, it comes up. I was like, dude. What the fuck? And it's like usually I'll be on the phone with him when we're doing some work, and like, and I don't know what this is, but like I'll type something in. I was just talking about with him, and it'll predict the word, and it's like it's been at least 50,000 times.
Yeah, it's like okay, so it's listening to what we're saying.
And it's like, am I just super basic?
Totally.
Am I super basic? I'm just typing basic as things everyone types, or is it fucking stalking me? And I think it's the stalking one.
My job gave me one of those free. It's called a Google Home. It's the same thing as Amazon Echo. I'm not fucking turning that thing. I'm selling that shit, dude.
Well, listen to Alex Jones about that, man. I'll tell you the CIA's hacking.
Oh, I'm sure he has some interesting.
Alexa, are you programmed for the CIA? I can't answer that. Or just go silent or something.
Well, the weird Steven Crowder had a video where he's using the Amazon Echo, and I think they changed it now because he probably put him on blast. But he would ask them all these questions like, or Siri or Alexa or whatever. Who's Jesus Christ? And she'd go, Jesus Christ, a mythical like figure. He's not real, blah, blah. And then she'd be like, okay, Alexa, who is Muhammad? She'd go, Muhammad was the prophet.
He was the best guy ever. Dude.
Yeah, no, she'll just give you the definition.
The savior of the world.
Because they're actively being social justice warrior. And like, I mean, anyone who's listening to this, just type YouTube Steven Crowder, like Amazon Echo, you'll see the video. But like, there's tons of fucked up examples where it was like a social justice warrior, and I think they changed it now.
I see you got the lens cover thing on your laptop over there.
Oh, that's right. So I have my laptop up and like the little thing I put tape over it because
that's huge, man. The FBI. James Comey said James Comey does it himself. Like he says, the FBI is watching your cameras.
Of course they are. Yeah, have you seen the movie Snowden?
He's super like sus about his Instagram account, everything.
Yeah,
he's like
it's like someone watching him or something.
Well, here's the thing. People are like, why are you covering your camera, bro? Do you really think the government's watching you? Yes. It's like, dude, I think they could be watching you at all times, every time. And if they wanted to, I think they could just go and like pull up like
Yeah, and they want to destroy
why
me.
wouldn't
They're
they
gonna
have
see me
that?
doing some very weird things in my bedroom at, like after 3 a.m. I don't want them to have them. So I'm just gonna cover it. Like, why?
Well, I mean, if they find out, you're just gonna have to own it.
I'm gonna have to own it. Yeah, I was doing that. You don't do weird stuff. Like, it's not fucking ghost.
They call me Steve Strange for
Yeah,
a
they call me
reason.
Steve Strange for a reason. Dude. I was hoping you'd leak this. It's like my Kim Kardashian moment. My weird stuff comes out online. All of a sudden, you're worth $300 million like Kim Kardashian.
Dude, I've never seen one episode of what's the Kardashian show?
Keeping Up with the
I've never
Kardashians.
seen one. I proudly don't know.
Yeah, I remember it was like the biggest thing when it was super poppin'. It was like you just had to like say how much you didn't watch it. Either you loved it or you're like, I don't watch that shit.
I barely
don't
know what
watch
she
that
looks
shit.
like, dude. I mean, if she was walking down
She
the
barely
street
knows
and
what
she
she
didn't have
looks like.
paparazzi around her, I wouldn't even know it was her, probably.
And Kylie Jenner, oh my god, like,
She's the one who used to be fat.
she used to be just not very attractive at
Now
all.
she's
Now
pretty.
she's like nice looking. Like you can buy yourself.
She's worth like a
Billy Trump's a billionaire now.
First
Really?
female
Just
billionaire.
from
the youngest
doing
billionaire.
what?
So she sells like cosmetics and stuff.
Oh, really?
And
Best
she
brand.
uses social media. She's like 200 million Instagram
They
followers.
smart though. They
Yeah,
I mean, just because they act like
I don't
idiots
hate
on
those
Those
the
commercials are so
They're
funny.
smart.
It'd be like
They make
Beyonce or
money.
some shit using CoverGirl, and
Right.
she has her whatever commercial she's. I'm
They
like,
make
you
money.
really think
Yeah,
Beyonce is using CoverGirl? You fucking
I
reek.
know. But like Kylie sells her own, and she's about to become the youngest.
Maggie's like,
self-employed
I use
ever.
CoverGirl.
No, I don't.
No, I was just joking.
I see.
She's
that.
the
No,
most
but yeah.
followed on Instagram, right?
in the world. Yeah.
Kylie is?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's the
It's
most
crazy because
followed
she-
girl.
That-
out
that
of
makes a
all
lot of
them,
money.
I was like, that's the one Kardashian that no one's gonna pay attention to,
Yeah.
and now she's.
I
like,
know,
the
and
one.
she's
Well, maybe that was the reason why.
The reason. Yeah. Well, then like,
She's
I guess
like, I'm
the
going-
mom.
I'm gonna have
the
to-
mom's like the business behind everything.
Oh, yeah, she's
Really?
just like a business.
She's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
manager or something.
Kris
Yeah,
Jenner, she
dude.
like manages.
I think that
fucked
she
up
framed OJ on the murder, knowing her husband would represent him to get famous, playing the Kardashians 20 years ago.
Whoa, that's some
That's
real
Alex Jones kind of
Infowars
stuff,
shit.
dude.
That's some
That's
real
like
Alex
she-
Jones
I
shit.
didn't even follow that.
So my personal theory, I 100% believe this, is I'm screaming about it, is that Kris Jenner killed O.J. Simpson's girlfriend, whoever that person was, and the guy, framed O.J. knowing that O.J. was best friends with Kris Jenner's husband at the time, who's Kim Kardashian's dad, knowing he would represent him, get hella famous from the trial, and then she would eventually become famous from that and go on the Kardashians 10 years later, become a mogul with $1 billion.
Makes sense to me. I'm all
Dude,
in it.
I think
that's the truth.
yeah, well, totally, dude. That's why I'm so big on like Alex Jones. Is like, he would, like
Did he really say that?
no, but I would
He
totally
should.
see him saying that. It would be 100% true if he did.
Dude, by the way, I want to bring up one more thing. Did you
Yeah.
guys have seen that show, Who is America, the Sacha Baron Cohen thing?
I've
Some
seen it
of
on
them,
social media some of the clips. Some of these people acting totally ridiculous.
It's so
Getting owned.
fucking fun. I mean, they
Getting
make fun
owned.
of the Republicans a lot, but like I
Yeah.
said, I don't care. You
Like
can
I
make
said,
fun
if
of
it's entertainment, it's funny.
hilarious.
It's funny, dude. It's like I don't. It's a Republican. I can't laugh at that. Like, dude, you got wrecked, bro.
So I'm not going to show the ones you do with the Republicans because they're just too long.
Yeah.
But there is one clip that's like 1 minute and 20 seconds. So I don't know if you guys know who this is. She was on The Bachelorette. Her name is Corinne Olympios.
Yeah, I do.
You know, can you explain? I don't know. Can you explain?
I
who she
don't
is?
really know. I know she's like the crazy one from.
Oh,
right?
I didn't even know The Bachelor was still on TV.
she-
to be honest.
she-
yeah, me either.
I
She's
mean,
crazy.
Well, I mean, she
All
was.
girls are crazy, man. Come on.
True.
Be more specific.
I mean, she was.
You should change your name to Crazy Midge.
Yeah.
She was like she was the controversial one, like on.
Oh, like recently, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I
I
don't
know
know
what
too
you
much
mean.
about it, but I know she was the controversial.
Well,
one.
she's really fucking dumb, and the point of this thing is
And that was
that
probably why she was
Yeah,
probably
so-
stupid. She's probably like Snooki, bro.
you know they do those things like I forget her name. It's like In the Arms of an Angel, and then
Oh, yeah.
what's her name? They'll
The
read.
singer?
They just
From Canada. What is her name?
is she from Canada?
Oh.
I don't know who she is.
I
either.
know, the country.
Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
No. I'm not talking about the song. I'm talking about the commercial
The animal
for
commercials?
just for the animal.
Animal rights. They have
Yeah.
a song. It's, you fucking want to cry.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah,
it's,
yeah.
Not, it's not animal rights.
She goes,
it's like,
"Hi,
it's,
I'm-
it's for dogs.
It's the
for
pound. They're
dogs.
getting euthanized and stuff.
What is
Yeah.
her fucking name?
Sheryl Crow. Right?
No, it's not. She says her name at the
She's
beginning,
some
and I don't know who the
actress or
fuck she is. So I don't care.
She's
So I'm
famous,
not gonna
though.
adopt your dog because
Nah.
you're not famous enough for me. But anyway, it's like
Is it Milano? I don't
so it's
know.
a thing like this. They're obviously just reading
I
off.
just said all the names of like all the activists.
Is it Cher?
With
You said Sheryl Crow.
Yeah,
Is
no,
it
isn't it
Cher?
Sheryl Crow?
Is it Caitlyn Jenner?
Sheryl Crow's dope, dude.
Yeah.
So basically, they just read off a teleprompter, and so many celebrities do this. They just virtue signal on camera.
Right.
It's like, hey, do you want to be part of this? Or and like, yeah, I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Just read off this teleprompter. So it just shows.
For your donation of $89 a month,
Yeah.
you could save
Okay,
like half a dog.
So that's the premise. They get this chick, Corinne Olympios, the chick from The Bachelor or whatever, they just tell her, like, hey, you're going to help our cause. Just read off the teleprompter. She's like, okay. Dude, the shit they get her to fucking read, and she has no idea she's being
This is
trolled.
like the stuff you would do.
Dude, it's like what we did.
It's exactly like so we did the video. Maggie produced this video with Fleckus where she got a bunch of Hollywood actors to read.
Well, we found actors that just, people that were willing to come in and do this. And it was really difficult because a lot of people were like, well, what am I saying? And I was like, you'll know when you get there.
Yeah.
And then they read a bunch of like gun stats and like shit about feminism.
But we didn't present it as we presented it in such a way as like, yes, you're reading this and for the first time and we want to get
your reaction.
But I originally had the idea of like, what if we just had people do a PSA, like where they were just reading something and just keep it going until they realize they're getting ripped. So ridiculous that they're like, dude, I can't keep like continuing acting and hire them like an actor. But
well, the way you did it was good. But anyway, this is kind of the same thing as that. So they basically get this chick to read off a teleprompter, and the idea is kind of like, oh, you get money for kids in Africa or like starving kids. But except for kids in Africa, it's child soldiers, like blood diamond shit.
Yeah.
Okay, this bitch is retarded. Like, check this shit out.
Everybody knows about the tragedy of a child soldier in Africa.
Oh
But what we don't know is that the real tragedy is how underfunded and undertrained they are. Many are not very effective killers at all and are, in fact, more child than soldier. We want to change this so that they can be fighting well into puberty. That's why we want you to join our program and adopt a child soldier. You will have a chance to support them through their childhood and pay for their training, equipment, and even ammunition. Have a look at the great work we do. This is Dikembe. Look at him 2 months ago.
Whole lot of gang shit.
Wait, so you people who can't see this, it's a little like black African kid. He's strapped
with all his ammo.
With the Rambo ammo. Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's a rocket launcher.
His life is much better. How can you help? It's simple. For just $18 a month, you will get a message from your child soldier telling you about their progress. For example, today we burned down a village and launched a grenade at a hospital. For just $21 a month, you can get them a bayonet, attachment, and a grenade launcher. Without the grenade launcher, they have to get very close to refugee camps to throw it. Remember, when you launch a grenade, you launch a drink. One look into the eyes of a child soldier when he gets a new launcher and you instantly know it's all worthwhile. Act now and you'll receive the handmade drawing of how
So you can't see it, you get a hand drawing of like a kid burning down a village, everyone's bleeding. 2-year-old's dying.
Tomorrow's veterans, helping today's child soldiers for a better tomorrow. Today.
Oh my god, can you imagine being that fucking stupid?
I want to marry her.
Yeah.
Everybody didn't see it. That girl was fucking hot. And she's based. Like, oh my god. Wow, I found my wife. I need to go on The Bachelor, dude. Get her back on.
Well, dude, there was actually a guy, I guess the guy who won The Bachelorette, he got like roasted because he liked right-wing memes.
Oh,
that was
really?
Yeah.
What do you mean by right-wing memes?
I mean, it was...
They weren't communist, man.
Well,
there was
liked posts and comments
like a
on
like
Facebook,
on
but
Instagram.
Like Pepe shit?
No, it
bro.
was like liberal
Like
women
a
versus
friend-
conservative women.
Yeah, like hot,
or,
hot.
or someone posted like a conservative article and he just liked
it.
He didn't write a comment.
Yeah,
and they were
Is
roasting him for that.
he a right-wing, alt-right troll?
I mean, it was very basic right-wing memes.
Yeah, super basic mainstream ass.
Like, I'm trying
Not
to
even shit that would get you like in trouble.
not the Gen Z out of pocket.
no,
Like
it's
Hitler shit.
Yeah, that 4chan,
4chan.
1488
It was like
shit.
some Tea Party grandma made these memes.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'm just specking my ass, but it's like, Obama's the worst president ever. Like, if you agree, like stuff like that.
I'd like.
Is he a right-wing savage, a right-wing troll? When he's alt-right folks? Like,
I know, and he got ran through the media about that, and it was just
Probably
like,
best thing
Dude,
around
the
ever
media
before.
calls everybody. Okay, if you
they do it on purpose.
Yeah, if you Wikipedia Alex Jones, you'll say Alex Jones is an alt-right figure. If you Steven Crowder's an alt-right figure. Paul Joseph Watson, alt-right figure. Like Lauren Southern is alt-right. They just call
Alt-right's the
everyone.
new Nazi.
They don't know what the alt-right is.
No one knows what the fuck it is.
we
Or
didn't
they're
know what it
purposely.
meant.
We
When
didn't
it first
know
started,
Nobody knew what it was when it first came out.
We never openly identified as alt-right when we first started the scoop, but before the Charlottesville fiasco, rest in peace to that woman that happened there, but before that event, no one knew it fucking meant Nazi. No one knew that these guys were actually Nazis, and this is the first time I'll give the mainstream media credit. When they were calling the alt-right a Nazi movement before that happened, they were right.
Yeah,
they were actually right. It was Richard Spencer, and
I didn't know who Richard Spencer was until 2 weeks before the election. I was like,
who
the fuck is Richard Spencer?
How Richard Spencer got famous was he had some fucking Hailer.
They did the Zeke Hail at the thing
with fucking that Asian bitch,
Tila Tequila.
Wait,
she was.
I know who she is. The MySpace chick.
Yes.
Wait, she was at Charlottesville.
No, she was at the event where.
She's not white though. She's like,
I know.
She's like, I don't even know what she is.
The alt-right loves Asian bitches. If you go on 4chan.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so
and they have these unironic debates of is it okay to end racial purity with whites to have an Asian girl because they're so hot and they're the closest to whites and they're actually smarter than us.
Are Asians really the
and they're
closest
down.
to whites?
They have debates of is it okay to have sex with an Asian girl because they're actually.
I say yes.
I say it's cool.
I'll have sex with anyone.
Anyone you want. Yeah.
Guy, girl.
I went crazy for Tila Tequila like 6 months ago, and I found out that
she was a Nazi.
No, that she went nuts. Like
I knew she went nuts a long
time. She kind of just like.
Well, she had a show too. She had one of those.
I applied to be on Shot of Love. I was 12, and they said no, but I
what?
She went
double shot of love with Tila Tequila.
Really?
Wait, what happened, Maggie?
Jack off.
Have you seen the videos of her?
She was like the first.
She was the
I
first.
Hey, shut the fuck up, Maggie. What's sorry?
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Go ahead.
But I was gonna say, like, have you guys?
Okay, so you guys, what were you talking about then?
No. She like
the men are talking.
There's all these hilarious videos of her like just talking to her camera and stuff, but she's full out like on some other plane of existence and talks about space dragons and like
she probably did DMT, bro. Don't mess around.
I've done DMT. That shit was dope.
I think she's just on it all the time, but I mean she's on something crazy.
Don't do that.
But it's really entertaining. So if you guys want to,
dude, MySpace was unregulated. Now that I think about it.
Oh,
dude, did they?
I
should go back to MySpace.
MySpace was the Compton of the internet. Dude.
Oh man.
And you had like the fucking ghetto SpongeBob. Your whole back would be ghetto SpongeBob with gold. Like a gun. It was so ratchet.
And you get to like have music on your page. Yeah. And it was kind of. We should just go back to MySpace.
It was a good era, but it was
and like the hot girls.
Let's just go back.
The hot girls, and they would thought out on there. They'd be straight up naked.
Oh yeah.
They would be naked, and like my friends, we were like 11, 12 years old, and like trying to find girls on the internet, like were 12 to 13 years old. They would be posting like bra pictures and stuff. They were 13. Oh, this girl's so hot, dude. It was like there was no rules.
Yeah, they DM you. They had the little DM thing there too.
Yeah, and they would all talk super ratchet, like the uppercase, lowercase, every alternating.
I remember that.
Stuff.
That became like a recent meme. It was like
it's a new meme again. It came back. Yeah, the SpongeBob thing. Now everyone's like doing it again.
What was the original one? It said, "Don't stop."
Like he's doing the chicken fucking.
The chicken thing, but he said, "I forget what he said." Or you change it for each meme.
Yeah, now you just change it with the SpongeBob to change the tags.
I didn't used to mean stupid.
Memes come and go.
It used to just be like the cool way.
It was cool. Like you were dope. Like, oh, you type like that? Oh, this guy's sick.
Dude, you guys showed me
the like dollar signs in there.
Yeah, for S's and exclamation for ones.
You and the at symbol for the. You guys showed me the funniest memes when we all went to the thing, not the recent thing in Berkeley, but when it was like Charlie Kirk, Dave Rubin, and Candace Owens.
The week before she blew up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you were showing me the fucking Charlie Kirk memes are fucking hilarious. I had no idea that was a thing.
My favorite, dude. And
I like
Kirk.
Charlie.
If you hear this, this is Steve from the Scoop. I apologize for sharing too many Charlie Kirk memes.
No, they're fucking hilarious.
Share them ironically because I think you're fucking awesome, Charlie.
Charlie Kirk's
and like I said, I'm a free thinker. I shitpost everyone, dude. I shitpost Trump.
Yeah, you should.
Trump's fat ass. I'll do like he's looking hella. Trump's looking thick daddy or whatever. Like that's not complimenting him, but it's a stupid ass meme. But so many people on the right like.
Did you start the Charlie Kirk thing? Is that you? Did you start that?
I don't know.
I didn't know what it was.
Started it because I remember seeing memes on other page, and they would be like the turning point.
They have the turning point
style.
For anyone who doesn't know what it is, like really quick. Charlie Kirk runs Turning Point USA. Then you go to his page. He makes a bunch of memes.
There's that turning point on the logo.
And they'll have super
generic conservative statements.
Yeah, there's like quotes from or whatever.
Democrats are the real party of racism.
But the funny thing is, exactly.
But
if
they
you
would just
go on
hijack the
Instagram
quotes.
and you look up the hashtag Charlie Kirk, there's a bunch of like
Memes.
random ass memes. It'll just show Charlie Kirk's face.
Just sitting
and
there
like,
smiling with his tucked in shirt, and then just requote something else like, "I like to get fucked in the ass."
yeah, or like I wear diapers still.
I wear
Charlie
diapers
Kirk.
and shit in them.
But there's so
Like, global
random.
warming isn't real.
Global warming
Why
isn't
does it hurt when I pee?
Yeah, why does it hurt when I yeah, and they just shit on them. So like that's how we just
It's just funny.
It all ties full circle. So with the scoop, how we determined to go from a right-wing BuzzFeed to being a Gen Z news company and culture was we realized the fucking meme culture
I love the
is
meme culture.
right-wing.
It really is. The left can't meme for shit.
All these kids, you find all these fucking huge Instagram pages, 500,000 followers, 1 million followers, and they be posting like hella pro-Trump shit, and then they post like a Lil Uzi Vert meme and memes. So they're just kids. And the kids love video games, they love rap, they love stupid offensive memes, and they love Trump mostly. And I was like, oh, fuck. So we learned about this whole culture was like, oh, you just follow a meme page, what do they post about? Okay, they post about Fortnite all the fucking time. They post about these rappers, these SoundCloud rappers, and post about Trump. Okay, so we're gonna talk about video games. We're gonna talk about there's a lot of anime stuff too. We don't know too much about the anime.
I don't know shit about
our fans
anime.
like it, so
I don't
we do
want
something about it. So it's like they post about only anime, big old titty shit. They post
They
about
like hentai.
They love hentai.
Wait,
Unironically,
really? Is that a thing with Generation
they
Z?
love hentai.
Yeah.
Like they actually
love
are.
it.
That's
Well,
like cartoon porn.
I think what it is
They
that
post naked hentai memes all the time.
Not unironically.
It's unironically. Straight, I could tell. It's
Dude,
unironic.
that is
Well,
it's
they-
not
weird.
ironic.
they have a weird like fetish.
We
for
might
these
be better than
girls
Generation
because
Z.
I think they don't
Right.
like the normal.
They don't like
thoughty
feminism.
girl. Well, they
don't like
hate
thoughts. They hate thoughts.
Wait,
they
what?
explicitly say they
Wait,
want
that
to
word?
destroy. They hate sluts.
Yeah, thought
I
is the new
fucking
word for
love
slut.
sluts. That's
Right,
one thing. That,
same.
if this podcast about anything is we are pro slut.
I used to be pro slut, and then I started getting red pilled from these little kids about they hate thoughts.
They hate thoughts.
and they want like they're all in this traditional trad life.
Well, obviously,
You know
I'd
what
rather
that
date
is.
I wouldn't
Traditional
want to
girl.
date, but yeah.
They can have their fantasies and their kicks by a fake hentai girl who can get to the maximum extreme because it's not
That
a real
is
person. So you
fucking
can have her getting
weird.
fucking gang raped because it's a cartoon, and you can get your weird kicks from that and date your actually nice girl in real life. And we figured
but
out.
That is
but
some
I think there's
emotional
also-
disconnect, weird shit. I think it's bad.
These anime girls though, they're like the modest girl in real
Yeah,
life.
they're super shy and timid.
Yeah.
And they're not thoughting out. They're just kind of quiet and submissive.
Dude,
and
that
it's
is
the perfect
fucked.
girl in their mind. And then we figured out, right, is this ironic or not? We studied for months.
I would
Like,
have assumed
it's not,
it would
it's
be.
not ironic.
It's not ironic,
It's not
for sure.
ironic. They love hentai and they love video games and hip hop and Trump. So we figured out, okay, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to be conservative politics, video game news with mainly Fortnite because they love Fortnite, SoundCloud rappers, and this anime weird. We're gonna do hentai, but like anime culture.
Well, we're
stuff,
still
Asian
working
culture.
on
We're figuring out
different
for anime
content.
stuff.
That's one of the ones
They're
where
hard to please.
we had ideas before. We were doing like actual anime style shorts, but that's gonna be.
We can't talk about this on the record. We have a very big idea for the anime side, which I think is a multi-million
banger.
dollar
Wait, the
Yeah,
hentai side or the anime side?
The anime side.
Okay.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. Let's see what works better. A lot of like Donald Trump hentai.
Shit.
But we have like a great idea for anime that would be like, I'll get off the record, but like it could be massive because this anime market, guys, it's fucking huge.
It's huge.
It's
huge.
so big, and people don't want to fuck with it because it's fucking weird, especially if you're a millennial.
Especially if you're a
If
right
you're a
winger,
millennial,
too.
only the fucking weirdos did anime stuff. But we all have Pokemon.
Dude, there
and
is a
anime
lot of
too.
weird. Okay, this reminds me when we were at that rally. Yeah, obviously the liberals are super weird. There's like blue
weird
hair.
Kekistani-
There's some weird
The
Kekistani
fucking outfits on, the
Yeah,
flags, they dress up like Vikings. Like,
if you guys
they're
think there's no weirdos on the right,
You're
you are
wrong.
tripping.
Go
There's
on
some
4chan.
fucking weirdos.
And I mean, they all
on the
talk
right
like
wing.
they're.
I mean,
They're all
we're at
incels.
we're at that event in Berkeley.
They're
Huh?
incels.
The one
Right.
with Charlie Kirk as well. Remember there were some
Right.
weirdos there.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
They
this
were so-
weird
they were
ass
They'd
so,
go up to
they're just
talk.
going to
They'd
go
go up to
to
talk, and there was like they'd never spoken on mic in their life. They're
Yeah.
like, "Hey Charlie, I wanted to ask, like, you call yourself a libertarian?" It's like, "Oh my god, you for sure are 4chan, dude. You
Yeah.
have no social interaction. You probably masturbate 8 times a day. You can just tell." And they're all on Twitter, and they just post the stupidest thing, and they harass people. If you're not like a fucking Nazi and not like talking about big old anime titties, like you're a degenerate in their eyes. And they're open
And they're
incels.
super weird.
They're just weird.
weird.
They're fucking weirdos. They're
Yeah.
bigger weirdos than the left, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
You
Yeah.
can't figure them out. You can
Yeah.
figure out the left. You're just a social justice warrior lunatic. But I know your agenda. You want this communism stuff. you believe in this myth of white supremacy, but I understand.
By the way, how many white supremacists do you think were at that rally?
0. I seen 0.
I legitimately think there was 0. How many communists do you think were there? Hundreds? There were literally.
Okay.
Here's
I am a communist.
Here's the difference I always put out. So the left always say there's a bunch of Nazis everywhere. It's like I've never seen a Nazi in my life. I don't know any white supremacists. You guys are tripping. And they'll go, well, you guys say that there's a bunch of commies on our side, so you're just fucking doing the same thing.
No.
You're just being hyperbolic. I'm like, no. You guys are openly check out the video. It's on Maggie's page.
To communism.
To communism. Yes, to Marxism. Like they're openly.
That honestly, maybe I was naive, but that shocked me at first.
I was shocked.
I was like, oh fuck, they're really doing this now.
Remember we were talking at the beginning of this podcast that socialism used to be a dirty word, and now they're like openly socialist.
Now
it's like, dude, now they're openly communist. Like, they're out of their. It's scary, dude. It's like
because they've decided this fringe of the left, which unfortunately I think is creeping more and more mainstream.
Yeah,
is they've decided there is no reform possible. We need to destroy the Constitution in America because capitalism has failed us so bad. You can't fucking regulate your way out of this.
But capitalism hasn't even failed. It's like the government's involved.
We're the richest we've ever been.
Ever.
Yeah. Everybody's richest we've ever been.
It's the most peaceful.
Through capitalism.
It's the most peaceful time in history.
Right now, I'm making the most money I've ever made in my entire life, and the only thing really stopping me is all my fucking taxes and government programs, shit that don't help me. Even when I was poor, didn't help me. I don't know where the fuck this money is going from. It's just fucking me up the ass.
If you're not able to have a decent job in this economy or work or be wealthy, even get wealthy, it's because you don't want to work. This Trump economy, man, is like, if you want to go get yours and the technologies we have, the social medias, these sorts of things, you could build a personal brand that you could monetize very, very easily. It's hard work, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the platform is there. Anyone can do it. Anyone can become a social media influencer and make $100,000 a year just to post shit and get paid ads to do that. Anyone can do it. But if you're a communist in this day and age with this strong economy, it means I don't want to work. I don't fucking want to work. I don't want to have to work. I shouldn't have to work.
Well, they say that.
They say that. It's entitlement. Yeah. It's straight up.
That reminds me, we went down to Fleckus got invited to speak in San Luis Obispo, Milo and Sargon or whatever. And then afterwards, the Antifa were protesting and shit. And then I did a video where I was like, I'm just gonna go talk to them and see what they're about.
That was good.
Yeah. So if anyone hasn't seen it, all I did is I go up to the Antifa guy. I'm like, hey, what are you guys here for? And he goes, well, I'm here because capitalists are trying to oppress me. And I'm just like, how are they oppressing you? He's like, because they're making me pay for my existence. I'm like, how are they making you pay for my existence? And he's like, well, because if I don't work, then I won't be able to have food. So I won't be able to eat. Then I'll die. And it's like, okay, well, how do you think you should get the food if you don't want to work for it? It's like you in your view, you just think somebody else should work, and you're just entitled to their shit.
Why are you entitled to it?
Yeah, why does somebody else have to work for you?
Unless you think we're gonna live in a world where you flick your fingers and the food just grows, someone is going to have to work for it.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Why isn't it you? Why does the farmer have to work
for you? Yeah.
Why does he have to work
it's
for you?
all this give me. I'm entitled. It's like, no, dude. Like that's the greatest thing about capitalism is that if you don't put in your work, you don't eat. That's the whole. It's like it's all based on virtue.
The liberals are so big on the Darwinianism and all this shit like evolution and stuff. And
I think a lot of it is
views on that. It's fine, but they're not down with social Darwinism. Which is interesting. If we're just an animal, and that's where we came from, an evolutionary scale, then why aren't we able to just succeed the way we want to succeed? Animals aren't like, oh, this isn't fair, let's help each other out. They just fucking get yours. The lion's like, I'm going to go get mine. I'm going to kill a motherfucker and get some money, or get my food. But capitalism is the same way. I'm gonna get mine. Screw you. If I want to say screw you, I'll screw you. I'll get mine.
Yeah.
But they're not down with that. But other word is animals. So what's the difference? Why are you regulating my existence? The animals don't regulate their existence.
Another thing they don't understand, because they'll go like, well, if we live in a capitalist society, but what about those who don't have money? Should they just die? It's like, no, dude. Charity is a form of capitalism. Right. You have the capital and you're choosing to give. So it's like. It's all voluntary. So you're against charity now? Is that your argument? You're against charity? Like, come on now, dude.
I know.
Well, is your mic done, Maggie?
It's basically dead.
Yeah, you were talking a lot, so.
I'm just saying it's almost dead. So
hey, you know what? I think we did a pretty good episode. We've been talking for an hour. Oh, it's about to die, or is it?
isn't dead yet.
Okay, yeah, so we'll just wrap it. I mean, before we go, we've been talking for about an hour and 47 minutes. We covered a lot of shit.
Kind of flies when you're drinking LaCroix, man. What is in this?
Yeah, thanks, Maggie, for hooking it up.
Is this real news? No, it's not the same as Nestle Pure Life.
I was going to pick up some Nestle Pure Life, and they did not sell it at Whole Foods.
It's hard to get the shit. I mean, luckily I got a plug, but...
Yeah, if you guys want to plug, I mean, we already talked about your thing, but you want to plug it one more time before we cut this out and get out of here?
We're The Scoop. We're a up-and-coming media startup. We're a free-thinking Gen Z news company. We make social media optimized videos about politics, current events, weird shit, video games, culture, music news, whatever that the kids like. And it's not just for the kids. Like, everybody likes our content. I mean,
it's fucking funny.
20% of our audience is like over age 50, and they just love it.
Really?
The stats show. There's old ass people that just love it, and they just think they see what we're doing. They're like, wow, I'm stoked that these younger guys are doing something so positive for the movement, and we're the only people in this space who are openly right of Stalin, doing what we do, making these kind of videos, and it's taking off. So please support us. www.thescoop.us. You can check out our website. All the social media is on there. I would really appreciate it.
Absolutely. You guys, this podcast is on iTunes. If you guys are listening to this, you listen to it on your phone, just open up your Instagram app, type in The Scoop.
Type in The Scoop
hit that follow button.
US on Instagram, The Scoop _US on Twitter. Hit that follow button. Smash that
follow button, motherfucker.
And I'll follow you back possibly if you're cool. As long as your
Steve will 100% follow you back, and if he doesn't follow you back,
send me a DM, and if you're over the age of 18 and a girl, send me a DM. We can get it popping.
Maggie, I know you got some shit to plug. Her movie just got into a film festival, and she's going to Hawaii.
Yeah, going to Hawaii in a couple weeks. That's cool. Gonna be on Infowars maybe next week.
And she might be on Infowars next week.
Maybe coming out of the closet officially.
Maggie is a lesbian. She has some explaining to do to her husband. Coming out of the closet.
It's been really complicated. We've been seeing.
You're in the right city to do it. So. Fog City.
Just really free over here.
Yeah, we're free spirits.
Maggie's always making cool ass videos. She just changed her handle. It was Magamidge. She just changed it today, or was it yesterday? It was yesterday. Fog City Midge. Go follow her. She's always making cool videos and shit.
Check out her video. I'm in it.
Oh, Steve. Yeah, the newest video we're talking about. We're all in it, except for Cameron. Cameron will be in the next one.
Cameron was at home watching hentai.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it.
It was market research.
Yeah. Why do the kids like this? I gotta figure out these kids. I don't understand these kids.
Alright, fuck yeah. So I think we're going to wrap it right there. Thanks everybody for listening. I don't really have anything to plug, but I mean, you probably already know who I am if you're listening to this shit anyway. See you guys next time.